Hello and welcome everyone to the Butt Fumble Sports Show on this NFL Week 8 Sunday. It is the best day of the week. It is maybe the best day of the year. No teams on a bye, so we have a ton of football ahead on this Sunday. 8 games in the 1 o'clock window. 5 games in the 4 o'clock window, and a great Sunday night game between two teams that are desperate for a win. Good morning, welcome, no matter the platform you're watching on, TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, or Kick, Twitter, X as well. It is so wonderful to have you with us on this Sunday. If you can't tell, I'm not only pumped to be with you, it is going to be a great Sunday, and I am grateful for it. I am so happy to be with you on this Sunday to talk some fantasy football, to talk some sports bets, and obviously rant about what's going on in the sports world, specifically NFL today, because baseball takes a day off. No World Series games, so it's all about the NFL today. We're going to be focusing on your questions. We're going to be answering them. But of course, before we get to that real quick, we're going to give out picks every time we get a TikTok subscriber or we get live goal confetti on TikTok. Every time that happens, we're going to put a pick on our big board. You guys know how it works. If you like the content, if you like the conversation, hit the follow button, hit the like button, and make sure you throw your question in the chat. Now that I've gotten through that, let's get to work, everybody, because it's going to be a great day of talking football. Great to have you with us. Let's get at it. Zachary Marquez picked 2 running backs in 1 flex between Dobbs, Bateman, Chase Brown, Bigsby, Chuba Hubbard, James Conner. So Dobbs and Bateman are must plays for me, but you only have 1 for the flex. I'm leaning slightly, I think, towards Dobbs, but with Flowers out, Bateman's going to get a lot of wide receiver 1 opportunity. I'd go Chase Brown out of your running backs, and I'm leaning slightly, I think, towards James Conner as the second running back, just barely over Bigsby. Landon Wilson, pick 2, Moore, Debo, Smith, Hopkins, or pick up Waddle. Pick up Waddle, absolutely pick up Waddle, and I'm going to lean slightly towards DJ Moore. Okay, thanks for JB. Do I start Cousins, Murray, or Mayfield, or Nix? It's Kirk Cousins. JB, it's Kirk Cousins. Trevor Bean, start in flex, Najee, Pickens, or Waddle. Waddle, I know you're starting Hill, but I still think Waddle's the best play in that group. Najee would be second. Make sure you're watching Hill's status. He's questionable, and it was a late week addition. Kyle Klein, good morning to you. Hope you're having a great day. Shank 13, I would go Kraft and Shakir. Shank 13, Kraft and Shakir. Tilly, I'd go McMillan. Tilly, I'd go McMillan. A. Stanley, sit 1 out of JT, Montgomery, Cook, and Reed. I think you know what it is. It's Montgomery. Of all of them, it's actually Montgomery. Shank 13, it's Shakir and Bateman. Shakir and Bateman would be the 2 I'd go with out of that group. I am Sam, pick 2. I'd go Waddle, and I lean towards Olave if healthy enough to go. Hojo, Devontae, or Debo if he plays. Debo is going to play. It's very close for me on this one. I'm leaning, I think, slightly towards Debo, but because it's a Sunday night game, I've got to be committed to that. If you had an insurance policy, it'd be a good thing. Jacob, Terry McLaurin, or Jaden Reed. I'd go Jaden Reed even if Jaden Daniels is back. I'd go Reed either way. D. Turner, good morning to you. Really struggling with this flex spot. If Olave is good to go, I lean Olave. I'm going to trust that he's going to get a lot of targets. If not, McMillan's a good backup, but I'm going to lean towards Olave. Wait to hear word as late as he can. KCE, Ferguson or Hunter Henry? Great question. I'm leaning Jake Ferguson just barely. Projections may not go in that direction, but I think the Jets are going to try and take away Henry, knowing he's one of the preferred options for Drake May. Tino, London, or Kenneth Walker at the flex? Like both of them, I'm leaning Drake London, though. Drake London's had a really good history against the Bucs. Kyle Cass, thanks so much for the gold chain. Appreciate it. We got to give out a pick for that. Well, we'll get started on a pick. Usually we wait for confetti, but let's get a pick up on the board to say thank you for you guys supporting the channel and supporting the show. If you're new, we give out picks for free throughout the show. First pick I'm putting up on the board is going to be the Texans on the money line. I would also take the Texans at -1.5. I think this could be a close game, but I think the Texans ultimately pull it out. We give away our picks for free every single day. DM me if you want access to all of them. We'll keep giving them out throughout the show one by one. AZ Wob, start 2 running backs and 1 at the flex. Swift, Hunt. I would go, man, it's tough because I want to start Reed and Dell. I'm going to go Reed for sure. Reed would be the flex play. Because of that, I don't want to start Jacobs. I don't like doubling up on two players from the same offense usually. I would go Swift and Hunt. I'd go Swift and Hunt. By the way, they have the better matchups anyways. A. Stanley, I lean towards BTJ. A. Stanley, I lean BTJ. Neil Dynasty, AR or Gino. Great question on this one. Really tricky for me. I'm leaning slightly towards Gino, but I feel like it's a closer play without DK in the lineup. Otherwise, it'd be Gino by a good margin. Brandon Castillo, Baker or Kirk? I'd go Kirk. Bain, Bennett, Ridley or McConkey? I lean slightly towards Ridley, believe it or not. I lean slightly towards Ridley, in part because McConkey is questionable. Brandon, Connor or Reed? I'd go Reed. Mr. Plow, Dobbs or Mason? Man, tough, because both should have good games. I'm going to lean slightly towards Mason. I think he gets a touchdown, but I think it's very close, Mr. Plow. Really close on that one. Coop, sit 2 between Mason, Connor, Brees, or Dobbins. I'd sit James Conner, and I lean towards sitting Dobbins. I want to start Brees Hall, and I think I want to start Jordan Mason against the Cowboys. Augustin Puente, PPR start 1 between McLaurin, Coleman, Douglas, McConkey, Wandale Robinson. Great question here. If Jaden Daniels plays, there's a part of me that really wants to play McLaurin. Otherwise, it's Coleman. So you're going to get to wait on that a little bit because both of those, I believe, are 4 p.m. plays. I would lean towards McLaurin if Jaden Daniels is back. Otherwise, I lean Coleman just barely. But Coleman might be a little different with Amari Cooper completely in the offense now. Emilio, pick 2, Bijan, Hunt, Montgomery, or Achan. I would go Bijan and Hunt. Achan would be the odd man out on the third. Thanks for the shares. When we get to 25 shares, we're going to give out another pick. Anthony, Burrows, or Williams. I lean towards Caleb Williams with T. Higgins questionable, and a late week injury has me kind of nervous about him not playing. Tino, Hunt, or Devontae Smith at the flex. I'd go Kareem Hunt. Ryan Gregson, pick 1 for the flex. James Cook, BTJ, or Pickens. Ryan, it's James Cook. Ryan Gregson, I'd go James Cook. Carolina N, really tight on this one between Kelsey and Njoku. It's really close on this. I think Njoku's going to have a really good game, but I'm going to lean Kelsey just barely. I know it's not a better matchup, but I'm going to lean Kelsey just barely. But Carolina N, I think it's a coin flip play. Xerxes 5, I'd go Kareem Hunt. Owen, pick 1, I'd go, between Waddle and Dobbs. Very, very close. I think I lean slightly towards, I'm leaning towards Waddle personally. I lean Waddle just barely over Dobbs. And again, that's because Tyreek Hill questionable now. Late week injury. Ben, Purdy, or Kirk? It's Kirk. Ben, Kirk Cousins. Tom Yab, Dell, or Dobbs? Great question. I think it's very, very close. I'm going to lean slightly towards Dobbs, but I think it's very close. I think Dell has a really good bounce back game. Nathan Sand, Nix or Mayfield? I'm going to lean Bo Nix. Great matchup this week. Santi, Bateman or Flowers? It's Bateman. This week. Flowers questionable. I think Bateman, after having a really good game, earns some trust. I think he's going to have a really good game. Zachary Marquez. I leaned Mark Andrews for similar reasons. Mark Andrews on that. Make sure you hit the follow button if I've answered your question or you love the content. Paloma, Kyler or Goff? Really close on this one. I'm leaning slightly towards, they're both playing really good pass defenses. I'm going to lean slightly towards Goff because he's at home. Kyler does not have a great track record after a win. I'm going to lean Goff, but I don't think either one is a great play. Part of me wants to say Kyler because the rushing yards opportunity, but I don't know. I just don't know. Mrs. Lady, good morning. Pick 2. I'd go Reed and Dobbins. Mrs. Lady, I'd go Reed and Dobbins. Alex, pick 2 between Keenan Allen, Devontae Smith, MHJ, McConkey, Pittman. Okay. Tough on this one. I'm leaning slightly, I think, towards Pittman and Keenan Allen. Those are the two I'm leaning towards, Pittman and Keenan Allen. And between Kraft and Pitts, very close. This is two tight ends I like. I'm going to lean Pitts on this one just barely, though. So, Alex, that's Keenan Allen, Pittman, and Pitts would be the 3 players I'd go with out of that group. Rebel Ramble, pick 2 between D-Hop, McMillan, and Pearsall. I'd go D-Hop and McMillan. I don't have as much faith in Pearsall as I do D-Hop. They're both kind of in new situations, so to speak. Toby, Chubb, or Irving? Well, I'm worried about Irving's health. Irving is questionable. I don't like Chubb's matchup, so I'm not high on either one. I might try to look to the waiver wire, Toby, to see if there's something else. Shank 13, I'm not going to go through that. Sorry, bud. Chef RMA, pick 2, D-Hop, McMillan, or Pearsall. Oh, we got you on that one. We answered that. It's D-Hop and McMillan. By the way, no pin questions, please. No pin questions. Harrison, Moses, Douglas, Pittman, or Ridley at the flex. I'm leaning I'm leaning Pittman just barely, Harrison. I'm leaning Pittman barely over Ridley. Very close on this, but I'm leaning Pittman just barely. Anthony, Chubb, or Andre. I'd go with Andre with T being out. I'd go with the wide receiver. I know you're overloaded on the Bengals offense. I guess you're the Bengals fan, the ultimate Bengals fan today. Khan, B-Rob, or Tank Bigsby. I'd go Brian Robinson. Brian Robinson because I think he gets you a touchdown. Angelo, Shakir, Dowdle, Bateman, McMillan, Waddle, Wandale, Pittman, or Ridley. It's close. I really like Shakir. I really like Bateman. I really like McMillan. But I'm leaning Pittman just... Oh, I get to pick 3. Thank you. Okay, well, I'm going to say Shakir, Bateman, and Pittman. Shakir, Bateman, and Pittman are going to be the 3. Toby, I'd go Jalen Warren. Ricky Arias between Dobbs, Dell, and MHJ. I'd pick only one. I'd pick Dobbs barely over Dell, though it's very, very close. Deep, I'd go Bateman over Bigsby. Deep, Bateman over Bigsby. Mario at the flex with Kamara, Connor, or Devontae Adams. I'm leaning Devontae Adams just barely over Kamara. The hand injury is part of the reason I lean in the direction. Super Chef, pick 2, Bigsby, Pollard, or Olave. If I had to pick 2, I'm going to lean Pollard and I'm going to lean Bigsby and Olave. The Lions have been an outstanding run defense so far this year. The problem is Packers have come on really strong, but Lions are top 5. Super Chef, I'm going to go Bigsby and Olave. Bigsby and Olave. CW, pick 2 to start between Kamara, Adams, McLaurin, Reed, and BTJ. I'm going to go Adams and Reed. It's close with BTJ, but the Packers' pass defense has played better the past few weeks. Maybe BTJ outscores Adams, but I like that Rodgers is probably going to force feed him the ball a little bit more. So I'm leaning Adams and Reed, but it's close between Adams and BTJ. So again, Adams and Reed's the one that's a sure start. McLaurin's interesting, but with Jaden Daniels' health status, I'm not going to run the risk. I'm going to go Reed and Adams, I think, out of that group. Squealers between Waddle and Amari Cooper. I'd go Jalen Waddle. I would go Waddle. Bounce it Betty between Amari Cooper and Devontae Smith. I'm leaning Amari Cooper just barely. Bounce it Betty. I lean Amari Cooper just barely. Brent, do you think ETN to the Cowboys happens if they get a deal? Wow, that would be a really interesting trade. It would make a lot of sense. Haven't seen that, Brent, but that would be an outstanding trade for both sides because, frankly, Jacksonville needs to move on from ETN, and the Cowboys need some youth and some dynamic playability in the backfield. So ETN to the Cowboys would make a ton of sense. If you're playing GM at home, that's a great idea. Eric Anderson, is Higgins playing? I have my doubts. Because he was a late week addition to the injury report, I'm concerned about it. Splatoon wants a pick, threw some confetti in the air. Every time we get a TikTok subscriber or confetti in the air, we give out a pick. We're going to give out another game pick for everyone. Speaking of that Packers and Jaguars game, I'm taking the over. Packers, Jaguars, over. I bought it at 44.5. You can get it at minus 190, but I think you could take this at over 46.5. I think that's a good spot as well. So I bought it low into some parlays, but if you want to take it as its own play, over 46.5 I think would be pretty good, even maybe up to 47.5. Appreciate you guys being with us. Hope you're loving the content and the conversation. We give out our picks for free. Just DM me on Instagram. Never charge for them. I research this throughout the week, and I like to give out my picks for free. Because you're a sports fan just like me, you work hard for your money, you shouldn't be paying for someone's picks. If I love doing this research, why wouldn't I give it away for free? You can follow, you can fade, you can do whatever you want with the pick research, but I give it away for free because that's how it should be done. Gregory, Ferguson or Kincaid? I'd go Kincaid. Gregory, I'd go Kincaid. Josh, MHJ, Chuba Hubbard, Chubb, Tracy Jr., Flex 1, spot PPR. It's hard for me to not go with MHJ just because I think he's going to get the most opportunities out of the group. I don't like Chubb's matchup. I don't like Tracy Jr.'s matchup. Chuba Hubbard actually has a decent matchup, but Bryce Young playing, how does that... I think I lean Chuba Hubbard, Josh, over MHJ barely, but do I feel good about that? Not at all. But Dolphins are a top 3 pass defense. Broncos are not a top 5 run defense. I'm going to go Chuba Hubbard barely. Jordan, Lockett or Olave? Great question. I'm going to lean Lockett, believe it or not. I think I would lean Olave if he had been healthy throughout the week, but I'm leaning Lockett. I think it could be a sneaky good play today. Jesse, by the way, high risk on that one, Jordan. If you're looking for a high floor, a safe play, Olave, safe play. I think Lockett actually is a good high ceiling play. Rare time where I'm leaning towards the high ceiling over the high floor. Jesse, Devontae Smith, Pickens, or BTJ? I'm going to lean BTJ on this one just barely. Prefer him a little bit more than Pickens. Giants pass defense a little bit better than people think. Hand it to you. Good morning. Good morning to you. Thoughts on Bowers today? Well, first of all, it's National Tight End Day. Some people think that doesn't matter. I feel like on Red Zone they make a thick of it, and funny enough, I feel like a lot of tight ends actually do perform well on that day. I'm not saying Bowers is going to have a monster game. I'm saying he's going to get targeted a lot. So if you have some concern about the Chiefs shutting him down, where else are the Raiders going to go? I think they're going to force feed him the ball. I understand some concern, but in most situations I play him. There may be a handful of tight ends I prefer over him, but they're probably already in a lineup. One tight end that I'm kind of sneaky interested in, who's not on a lot of lineups, is Noah Fant. This could be a day in which Noah Fant plays well. So if you're looking for a tight end right now, if you're looking to the waiver wire, Noah Fant is someone that I would just put on your radar. I think with no DK Metcalf in the lineup, Geno Smith throws the ball a lot. I think even if the running game performs well against the Bills, I think they're still going to need to have a mix of run and pass. I think Noah Fant might be a nice pickup. So hand it to you. I would still play Bowers over Fant, but if you're a little cautious, maybe go to the waiver wire and see what's available. Chris, I'd go Dobbs. Chris, I'd go Dobbs over JSN and McLaurin, though I think both of those are interesting plays. Augustin Puente, I'd go Achan over B-Rob. Very close, but it's about the defense they're playing. Achan, great matchup. And with Tua back, I think that opens up some running lanes because you finally have to be concerned about the Dolphins and the pass offense. Robert Gladstone, McConkey, McMillan, or JSN. I'm leaning towards JSN, believe it, just barely. JSN over McMillan, because I don't really know what I'm getting from McMillan. I know he's wide receiver 1, but so is JSN today. So I'm going to lean JSN on that one. Appreciate the question. Brent, Bo Nix or Caleb Williams? That's a really tricky one. I'm going to lean Caleb Williams. I know that Bo Nix has a phenomenal matchup, but I just don't trust his weapons as much as what Caleb Williams has access to. Williams coming off a bye. I'll take Williams over Bo Nix just barely, though I think Bo Nix has a very good game. Luperio, I'd go Tua over Kyler Murray. Tua over Kyler Murray. War Eagle, I'd go Andrews over McBride. Andrews over McBride. Toby's asking Bears defense or Chargers defense. I think I'd lean Chargers. It's very close on this because I don't quite know what Jaden Daniels' status is going to be. If Marcus Mariota's starting quarterback, I think I lean Bears, but I don't think I'll run the risk for now. I'll go Chargers defense on that one. Ryan Gregson, would you go Bigsby over Chase Brown? No, I would take Chase Brown. I think I'd take Chase Brown either way. Sam, Chubb or Lockett? I'd go Lockett on that one. Lockett. Levi, Daniels or Nix? That's really tough. I'm leaning Bo Nix because he's got the better matchup. He's healthy. Jaden Daniels, there's just enough question marks there. Good defense. Hasn't practiced. I'm just a little concerned. I know he might have practiced like once this week, but I do have my doubts. Lincho, Kittle or McBride? I have Kyler, but Kittle is hurt, so I don't know. I think Kittle's going to play. I think I'm leaning Kittle. He's got great numbers against the Cowboys. He's been playing well, and especially without the wide receivers out there in Ayuk, without Christian McCaffrey, I think Kittle has a much bigger role, especially in the red zone. I'd be willing to take the chance on Kittle and try to find a backup tight end for insurance policies if something goes wrong. But I lean Kittle. I don't like McBride's matchup that much today, so I lean Kittle, Lyncho. I know it's a tough spot to be in, though, because he's playing the Sunday night game. Caleb, Wicks, Watson, or Shepard? Wicks. Caleb, I'd go Wicks over Watson just barely. Kind of a coin flip there between who's kind of higher on the depth chart after Reed and Dobbs, but I think Wicks is kind of taken over that spot. Shazy, Stevenson, Bucky, or Chase Brown? I'm leaning slightly, I think, towards Stevenson. I think I'm leaning Stevenson just barely. I say that because even though the Patriots' offensive line is garbage, I just think that it's easier to run against the Jets than it is to run against the Eagles, and I say that because of Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis. So I'm leaning Stevenson barely. I think it's close between Brown and Stevenson. I think it's a coin flip play. I'm leaning Stevenson just barely, though. Maybe the fact that Antonio Gibson may take a little bit may take some carries and targets away from Stevenson plays a factor, and it allows you to consider Brown. But I think Stevenson has a better chance to actually find the end zone. So Hayden, Drake May, or Rodgers? Oh, Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers, Jaden. That's not close. Jonathan, 25. Achan or Gibbs? I lean Achan. I lean Achan just barely. And between Reed and Kamara, I'd go Reed. So I'd go Achan and Reed. Jonathan, Achan and Reed. Khan, Brian Robinson or Rashad Bateman? Great question. I think Bateman gets I think Brian Robinson Jr. gets a touchdown. I think Rashad Bateman's the better play today. Zay Flowers is questionable. I think Rashad Bateman could have a very big game. I'm leaning Bateman. Brian Robinson Jr. is the higher floor. He's a safe play. He's going to get you that touchdown that you need. Rashad Bateman, I think, has got a high ceiling. There are a couple of times that we've already brought up where I'm kind of attracted to the high ceiling play today because of injuries and changes in the depth chart. So Rashad Bateman for me over Brian Robinson, but very close. Sam, I'd go Lockett over Chubb. Lockett over Chubb. Beast mode, I'd go Tua over Richardson. Tua over Richardson. When we get more live goal confetti, or we get a TikTok subscriber, or we get 25 shares, we will give out another free pick. If you don't want to wait around, just DM me on Instagram, everyone. Butt Fumble Sports, DM me on Instagram. I give away my picks for free every single day. So just DM me on Instagram, Butt Fumble Sports. That way you can get access to every pick that I make every single day. Because you guys know how I do. I believe you guys shouldn't pay for picks. That's just a principle that I have. Bob Ross, Kittle or Bowers? I'd go Kittle. I lean Kittle barely. Bobby, Njoku or Laporta? I lean Njoku. I think it's very, very close, but I lean Njoku. Very close on that one. Appreciate the questions. Hope you're doing well. Stefan, thanks for DMing me on Instagram. You just got access to every pick that I make every single day. Appreciate you DMing me on Instagram. Mutt, I'd go McMillan over Dowdle. Mutt, McMillan over Dowdle. Chargers bounce back this week. Kyle Klein, I think it's a very close game. I think the Chargers probably win, but it's not a game that I really wanted to bet on. Certainly not a game that I'm putting out there as a pick play on the big board. Toby, Zach Moss, Coleman, or McMillan? I'm leaning towards McMillan out of that group. T. Coates, Stroud or Williams? I'm leaning C.J. Stroud. T. Coates, I lean C.J. Stroud. How do I feel about Tua today? I like him more than Baker. I like him more than Kyler. I would start Tua. Appreciate the questions. Hope you're doing well. Coop, Dobbs or McLaurin? I'd go Dobbs. Michael Maven, Worthy or Tracy Jr.? I'm going to lean Worthy. I lean Worthy just barely. Sean, should I drop Laporta for Otten or Njoku? No. If you don't have a spot for him, I'd play Laporta. I do think Otten and Njoku will probably outscore Laporta, but I think Laporta's the better owned rest of season, and once you drop him, someone will probably pick him up, and I don't want to really play that waiver wire double dutch. Nick Rose, Dobbins or Adams? Great question. I'm leaning slightly, I think, towards Dobbins, but man, is it close. I lean Dobbins, but I think it's very close. The reason I lean Dobbins is I usually prefer the running back who's going to get, 15, 16 carries per game versus a wide receiver who gets 7 targets, 4 or 5 receptions. So I'm just going to lean towards Dobbins just barely. Sam, Andrews or Kincaid? Very, very close on this one as well. I'm going to lean slightly towards Man, it's close because with no Zay Flowers or with Zay Flowers questionable, Andrews becomes a better play. I'm going to lean slightly towards Andrews, barely, but I think both are great starts today. Hard for me to sit Kincaid. Man, like them both. Tavera, BTJ or Pickens, I'd go BTJ. Dana, who to flex? Keenan, Wandale, Kincaid, or Pearsall? I'd go Kincaid out of that group. Surprising to take a tight end over a wide receiver, but I would. Nelly Castillo, Taylor or Connor? Jonathan Taylor. Make sure you hit the like button if I've answered your question or you love the content and the conversation. Godfather, Mahomes or Caleb Williams? Caleb Williams, believe it or not. Daniel Gonzalez. Here's the only issue, Godfather, and I bring it up. I want to make sure I bring it up for all the Patrick Mahomes owners, for all the Kansas City Chiefs fans, for all the owners of Kansas City Chiefs offensive players. There is a moment from the preseason that we should mention, Spittle, which is, remember when the Raiders were mocking Patrick Mahomes' voice and saying it was like Kermit the Frog, and there was a viral clip where they were mocking him? You remember that? I'm sure Patrick Mahomes does. I'm sure Travis Kelce does. I would not be surprised if Patrick Mahomes has a little what's up. The only thing is the Raiders have had a pretty good pass defense. Caleb Williams has the better matchup. So Godfather, for you, I lean Caleb Williams. But don't be surprised if Patrick Mahomes brings the belt to put a whooping on the Raiders. Daniel Gonzalez, Baker or Hurts? I'm going to lean Jalen Hurts. Daniel, I lean Jalen Hurts. Will, Brian Robinson Jr. or Montgomery? I'm leaning Brian Robinson Jr. Will, Brian Robinson Jr. Bain, Bennett, Ridley or Pittman? I'd go Pittman. Bain, Bennett, I'd go Pittman. Toby, Kraft or Kincaid? Both very close. I like them both. I lean Kincaid just barely. Tim Mack, appreciate you DMing me on Instagram to get every bet that I make every day. There you go. You get access to all of them for free. By the way, Anthony, you got him as well. Don't know how to pronounce the name, but you just got him. If you DM me on Instagram, you get him for free every day. Gregory, Bateman or Waddle? Really close. I'm going to go Waddle because he's safer, higher floor, but I like the play. DeAndre, how do you feel about Debo today? I wouldn't play him unless I'm in a must-start situation. Raul, Tolbert, Tillman, Warren. It's close between Tillman and Warren. Raul, it's very close. I think I'm leaning Tillman because Warren's an RB2. Jack, pick one. JSN, Tracy, Rashad White, Bucky, D-Hop, Marv, or Noah Fant. I'm going to lean Rashad White. Jack, I'm leaning Rashad White just barely over JSN. Very close. Wish I could start both. But I'm going to say with Bucky Irving questionable, with two wide receivers down, Rashad White takes on a lot more value. Derek, Kraft or McBride? It's Kraft. Kraft over McBride. Hi, I'm Toby. I'd go Waddle over Brian Thomas Jr. Appreciate the question. Josh Hill, thanks for DMing me on Instagram. You got every bet that I make every single day. Pop, certainly hope that we do well today by you. There's every pick that we make every day. El Pinche, pick two wide receivers. London, St. Brown, Wilson, Waddle, Worthy, Thomas Jr. Okay, El Pinche, I'd go London and Waddle. London and Waddle just barely over Garrett Wilson. If you needed a third, it would be Garrett Wilson. But for this, it's London and Waddle. London and Waddle. Under the radar, lineup Tua, Bigsby, Breece Hall, Dell, Debo, Kincaid, and KC defense. Love it. KCE, I'd go, man, KCE, Tank Dell and JSN. I like them both a lot. I'm going to lean JSN, but man, I like them both a lot. Booty Balla, start three. T. Higgins is questionable, so I don't think he's the right play. Go Jamar, JSN, and Adams. Booty Balla, Jamar, JSN, and Adams would be the three. Chandler W, Debo or Montgomery? I'm going to go Montgomery. I want to play it safe as long as he's cleared to go. I feel better about him finding the end zone. Debo, I'm waiting until Sunday night. I know he's going to play, but there's a lot of risk there. I think I'd play Montgomery and play it safe. Chili Taco, how's Mooney doing today? Love it. Love Mooney. He's actually in my DFS lineup. If you sign up for our free newsletter that comes out on Sunday mornings, he's in my DFS lineup today because I think Mooney is going to be a very good play at a very good price. Zay, Jaden Daniels or Tua? I go Tua over Jaden Daniels. Tua over Jaden Daniels. Wrong one. You just got every pick I make every single day. Ryan Winters, thanks for DMing me on Instagram. You just got every pick I make every day. Drew Hazard, Between Tua and Kirk Cousins, I lean Cousins barely. I'm just going to trust that he's been healthy and he's had better rapport with his receivers of late. I'm going to go Cousins over Tua. Under the radar, appreciate you. Hope you're having a great morning. Bounce to Betty, I'd go Waddle over Wilson and Smith. Bounce to Betty, Waddle over Wilson and Smith, just barely. I think you get great options, though. Michelle, I'd go Waddle and Mooney. Michelle Montgomery, I'd go Waddle and Mooney. Wyatt D. Fork, pick one. I'm leaning slightly towards DJ Moore. Between Moore and JSN, it's very close for me, but I'm going to lean DJ Moore. Andrew just resubscribed. Thank you for resubscribing. Because of that, we got to give out another free pick. You guys know how we do. If you guys are subscribing on TikTok, we got to give out a free pick. Let's give out a player prop bet, everybody. This is one of the most consistent player prop bets that's cashed. It is now, I believe, hit in 11 straight games. Maybe that means it runs out of luck. I don't think so. It's got a good matchup. Jordan Love, over 1.5 passing touchdowns. Now, at a lot of sports books, it is now up to over 2.5. I would play it down. I'd buy it down. I'd take it at over 1.5 and put it into a same game parlay with Packers and Jaguars over 44.5. So that's a 2-leg same game parlay that I put together that I really like. Packers and Jaguars over 44.5 points. Jordan Love over 1.5 passing touchdowns. Both of those are not only on my big board, they're bets you can find on the SHARPZ app, and that's where you can find my bets every day. I do have one more for you, though. Jordan Love, I think, is just going to have a monster day, so I'm going to take him over 245.5 passing yards as well. Do I think he probably reaches 250? Yeah, but I can get it at 245 and add it to some same game parlays. So that's what I did. Jordan Love over 245.5 passing yards. Appreciate the questions. Appreciate you supporting the show. Every time you support the show, we give out free picks. If you don't want to wait around for all the picks, just DM me on Instagram. I give away the picks for free. So just DM me on Instagram, and that's how you can get all the picks right now instead of waiting around. Hope you guys are loving the content and the conversation. Let's get back at it, everybody. Liam, Hunt or Mason? I'm going to lean Hunt just barely, Liam. The matchup against the Raiders is incredibly favorable, and he's clear-cut RB1, so I lean Hunt. Jake Stewart, Kelsey or Otten? Man, that's close. I'm leaning Otten. Kelsey's matchup is just not good enough. I think he probably has a good game, but the fact that there's a little risk, I'm going to go Otten. I think he gets a lot of targets with the wide receivers out. Colin, baseball, Neighbors or Wilson? I'm leaning Wilson. I like Wilson's matchup a whole hell of a lot today against the Patriots. Drew Hazard, George Pickens, or Tony Pollard today both have bad matchups. I'd go George Pickens tomorrow. I think George Pickens tomorrow is the better play. Colin, Dobbs or McMillan? I'd go Dobbs. Colin Hamilton, I'd go Dobbs. Luca, pick two. Between Reed, Hunt, BTJ, and Waddle, I'd go Reed and Hunt. Luca, I'd go Reed and Hunt. Waddle is a close third, but not quite there. Hope you guys are loving the show. Chip 590. I traded Nico Collins and Irving for Kyron and Wandale Robinson. Damn, won that trade. Love it, Chip. Won that trade. I'd go Mooney. Out of the 3 wide receivers, I'd go Mooney just ahead of Lockett. Richard, Mason, Hunt, or Bigsby at the flex. Richard, I'd go Hunt. I'd go Hunt. Damn Dirty Grape. Hope you're having a good morning. Pick 2. I'd go Montgomery and Smith. Montgomery and Smith. Michelle, hope you're having a great morning. Appreciate you hitting me up for the picks. We give out our picks if you DM me on Instagram. We don't answer fantasy questions on Instagram because that would require me to write, so just a little bit too much going on there. Ryan Allen, half PPR, Ramondre Stevenson, Olave, or Bucky. Ryan, I'd go Ramondre barely over Olave. Ramondre just barely over Olave. Appreciate the question. Jacob Ander, Flex 1, Chuba Hubbard, Tolbert, or Eckler. I'd go Chuba Hubbard. Jacob, I'd go Chuba Hubbard. Bry Guy Jr., are we starting Debo this week? Depends what your other options are. If you're lacking in options, I do think Debo is worthy of a start. Sean, pick 1. Taylor, BTJ, Montgomery, Scary Terry, or Chuba Hubbard. I'm going to go Jonathan Taylor. He has a phenomenal history of touchdowns against the Houston Texans. I think that trend continues. In fact, I will put it up on the big board just to say thank you, and you brought it up. I'm taking Jonathan Taylor over, let's just say, anytime touchdown. Jonathan Taylor, anytime touchdown. I do think he finds the end zone after all those weeks away. Disabuser of notions, thinking of benching Kamara, to pick 2. I would go Bateman and Pitts. I'd go Bateman and Pitts. I don't know if Pitts outscores Kamara. I think it's very close. Chicago Juan, I'd go Kareem Hunt rest of season. Kareem Hunt rest of season. Ben, Hopkins or Keenan Allen. I'd go Keenan Allen. Keenan Allen. Andrew, pick 2. Andrew, I'd go, man, very tough. Andrew, I think I lean Bigsby and Olave. Bigsby and Olave. It's close between Olave and McMillan, but I just don't know what I'm getting there. Olave's questionable. If you want to play it safe with McMillan because he's going to play and Olave's questionable, I get it. Bigsby would be the one thing I definitely play out of that group. Funky Town, Pickens, Cooper, D-Hop, Madison, pick 2. I'd probably go Pickens and Cooper. Funky Town, I'd go Pickens and Cooper. Josh, good morning to you. Hope you're doing well. McMillan, Chuba Hubbard, or Shakir. I'm going to go Shakir. I'm going Shakir just barely over McMillan. I think it's close, though. XOXOX. Is Nix a safe play? Yes, I think Bo Nix is a safe play. Josh, Njoku or Ingram? Both are going to have good games. Both are going to get a lot of targets. I'm going to go Ingram just barely, very close, but I like Ingram's offense a little bit more. I think Ingram gets a lot of targets with Jameis Winston, but I'm going to lean Ingram. I know Njoku will probably get a touchdown, and I might regret this, but Josh, I lean Ingram just barely. Both are very close. I would start both, actually. I would start both. Yeah, I would start both. National Tight End Day, Josh. You know I'm about it. If you want some more free picks, DM me on Instagram. DM me on Instagram like Alex Hines, giving out our picks for free. We give them out one by one during the show. Every time we get live goal confetti or a TikTok subscriber, we put it on the big board that you can watch over on YouTube, Twitch, Kick, and Twitter X. But if you want all the picks right now, just DM me on Instagram. Tony is Tony. I'd go Shakir. Tony is Tony. I lean Shakir barely. Carson, start CJ Stroud or Baker. CJ Stroud. Carson Spence, I'd start CJ Stroud. Big Biscuit, pick 2. I'd go Harris. I'd go Harrison Bigsby. I think I'd go Harrison Bigsby, even though Bigsby doesn't have the better matchup. I just don't know if I trust the Panthers offense enough. And with no ETN, I feel good about Bigsby getting all the carries. Rob R. Adams or JSN? Man, is that close. Man, that's super close. Man, I don't know. That's a coin flip, Rob R. I think I lean Adams barely, but that's so close. I think they're going to get very similar point totals. Brendan, Pearsall, Pittman, or Bateman. I lean slightly, I think, towards Pittman, barely over Bateman. I know Bateman's going to be wide receiver 1 if Flowers doesn't play, but when Anthony Richardson plays, Bateman's value usually goes up. Bateman's still a bit of a risk. Not facing a dog shit defense in the Browns, so I'm going to lean Pittman just barely. Jax, Myers, or Stevenson? I'd go Ramondre Stevenson barely. Anthony Rico, Waddle or Zay? Waddle. Anthony Rico, Waddle. NFL guy, Scary Terry or Rashad White? I believe it's Rashad White. I think he's a slightly better play today. Tired Timmy Thick, Higgins, Mooney, Flowers or McMillan? Mooney. Tired Timmy, it's Mooney. Cam, MHJ or Romeo Dobbs? It's Romeo Dobbs, Cam. Hope you're having a great day. Saif, Shakir, Ridley, or Tolbert? I'd go Shakir barely over Ridley. Shakir barely over Ridley. Appreciate the question. To questions coming over in. YouTube, Drew Hazard. I'd go Bateman over Myers. Bateman over Myers. Mark, I do think Kittle's a good play today, as long as he's cleared to go, which I think he will be. Cole Fitterer, I'd go Laporta over Hunter. Cole Fitterer, Laporta over Hunter. T. Coates, I would bench between Diggs, Reed, Diggs, Cook, and Mason. It's close. Man, all three are good plays. I probably am sitting Diggs. It's between Mason and Diggs. It's close. It's very close. I think Mason's got the better touchdown probability, so I lean Mason being the start. I think Diggs is the sit, but man, that's close. Xavier Lopez, Jordan Love, Xavier Lopez, Love over Purdy, and by a wide margin, I think. Seamus, Pearsall, or McMillan? I'd go McMillan just barely. Crinley, Puffer, should I drop Tolbert for McMillan? Yes, yes. Jonas, Kamara, or Adams? I'd go Devontae Adams, Jonas. Henry, between McMillan, Olave, or Tank Dell? I'd go Tank Dell. Henry, I'd go Tank Dell. Adam Canada, I'd go JSN. Adam Canada, I'd go JSN. Mikhail, between Kirk, Tua, and Goff. I lean Kirk Cousins barely over Tua. Kirk Cousins barely over Tua. Gabe, start 3. Gabe, I would start Hunt. I would start Hunt, JT, and I think Montgomery, but it's close. Hunt, JT, and Montgomery, but it's close. B-Wads, I'd go JT. B-Wads, I'd go JT. Nuve DK, I'd go Dobbins. Nuve DK, I'd go Dobbins. Briar Higgins, should I trade McConkey and a 2025 mid-first in a 12-man? Oh, for a 2025 mid-first. I actually would. I think McConkey's value has kind of peaked out a little bit. Derek Wallow, I'd go Waddle. Derek Waddle, I'd go Waddle. Don't be a whiner. Kyrie Burner, I'd go Bateman over Wicks, barely. Bateman over Wicks, but very close. Alex Holding, I'd go McMillan. Not sure Bucky's going to play. He's questionable. M. Powell, need 3. M. Powell, I'd go Walker. I'd go Dobbins, and I'd go Taylor. Walker, Dobbins, and Taylor. Walker, Dobbins, and Taylor would be the 3. Nuve DK, I lean Ingram barely over Kraft. Very close, Nuve DK, but I'm going to lean Ingram just barely over Kraft. If you guys want every bet that I make every single day for free, DM me on Instagram, ButtFumbleSports. DM me on Instagram to get every bet that I make every single day. Appreciate you guys being with us. Hope you guys are enjoying the content, enjoying the show. We've been live for about 45 minutes. We have about 2 hours left of the show, so don't worry. If I haven't gotten to your question yet, we have 2 hours left of the show. Make sure you guys are hitting us up with your questions. And of course, again, we give out our picks for free every single day. Just DM me on Instagram. We will give them out during the show. If you throw some confetti in the air, some live gold confetti on TikTok, or you become a TikTok subscriber, we give away our picks for free every single day. That's one way we give out our picks during the show. So, appreciate you guys being with us. Let's get back to your fantasy football questions, everybody. M. Powell, I'd go JSN. M. Powell, JSN. Xavier Lopez, I'd go Dell. Xavier Lopez, I'd go Dell. Eric Anderson, yes, but you may not be able to drop Addison because he's already played. Enrique, it's very close. Enrique, I think I lean slightly towards Bigsby, but it's close. And I like Fant over Laporta, believe it or not. Enrique, I'd go Bigsby and Fant. I'd go Waddle barely over Dell. Really close, but I'd go Waddle over Dell, and I'd go BRJ. I'd go Waddle and Brian Robinson Jr. Kari, I'd go Dell over Debo. Dell over Debo. Appreciate it. Buddy Gonzalez, thanks for hitting us up on Instagram. You just got access to every pick I make every day. Appreciate it. Andrew Schmidt, start 3, Mason, Hunt, and Walker. Oh, wait, is that Derrick Henry? You got to start Derrick Henry. So Derrick Henry, Hunt, and Walker. Derrick Henry, Hunt, and Walker would be the 3. Hunter, I would go Ferguson over Hunter Henry. Ferguson over Hunter Henry. That's Hunter led with. I'd go Ferguson over Hunter Henry. Bobby, I'd go J.K. Dobbins over Kamara. J.K. Dobbins over Kamara. CT, I lean Ingram barely over Kincaid, but boy, is that a close one. I think both have good games, but CT, I'm leaning Ingram just barely. Xavier Lopez, appreciate the kind words. Hope you guys are loving the show. Appreciate you being so supportive. Back to your questions. Shazzy, I'd go Mooney. Shazzy, I'd go Mooney. I know you're playing a lot of Falcons, but I'd lean into it. Elizabeth Rose, I'd go Purdy over May. I think this is a bad day for Drake May. When we get another another confetti, I'm actually going to put up a player prop bet for that Jets and Patriots game. So when we get more live gold confetti, I'm going to give out a player prop bet specifically for that game that, I feel pretty good about, to be fair. Hayden, I'm going to go Reed over Hunt barely. Very close, but I'm going to go Reed over Hunt. Eric Anderson, I'd go Waddle and Dobbs. Eric Anderson, Waddle and Dobbs. Close, though. Michaela Petro, I'd go JSN. Michaela Petro, I'd go JSN. El Pinche, one defense between the Chargers, Packers, Lions, and Texans. I think I'm leaning Lions right now. I think I'm leaning Lions just barely over the Chargers. It's close, but the way the Titans turn the ball over, I'm leaning Lions, El Pinche. Dustin Buchanan, I'd go Hunt and Mason. Dustin Buchanan, Hunt and Mason. John, Ferguson or Kraft? I'd go Kraft. I'd go Kraft. AB, Ingram or Njoku? I'd go Ingram. AB, I'd go Ingram, just barely over Njoku. Very close, though. Jamie Castillo, I'd go Tua over Kyler. Tua over Kyler. Michaela, I'd go Otten over Ferguson. Otten over Ferguson. Dylan Ivy, I'd go DJ Moore. Dylan Ivy, DJ Moore. Clank, I'd go JSN. Clank, I'd go JSM. If I've answered your question or you love the conversation, make sure you're hitting that follow button. Make sure you're a member of this great community of sports fans. We're not just live on Sunday mornings. We're live almost every single day, 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time, Monday through Friday. 4:30 every weekday, Monday through Friday, because that's how weekdays work. 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time. So make sure you hit that follow button. Dylan Ivy, I'd go DJ Moore. Clank, I'd go Ingram. Clank, I'd go Ingram. Big Poop Fart Chart. Big Poop Fart Chart. Man, some handles are just perfect. Michael Pittman. Michael Pittman would be the play out of that one, Big Poop. SpongeBob, I would go SpongeBob. I'd go McLaurin and BTJ. Oh, it's Wilson. If it's Garrett Wilson, I'd go Garrett Wilson and BTJ. SpongeBob, I'd go Garrett Wilson and BTJ would be the two. Adrian, Rodgers or Tua is close. It's very close. I'm going to lean Aaron Rodgers, Adrian. I'm going to lean Rodgers because Tua is just getting back. Hill's questionable. I'm going to go Rodgers over Tua, but it is close. Cole, I'd go Neighbors over Smith. Cole, I'd go Neighbors over Smith. Michaela Petro, I would go Bigsby. Michaela Petro, I'd go Bigsby even in a tough matchup. Carolina N, I'm leaning Rashad White. Carolina N, I lean Rashad White. Luperio, I'd go Shakir. Luperio, I lean Shakir. Helios, I'd go Drake London and A.J. Brown. Helios, Drake London, and A.J. Brown. Appreciate the questions. Appreciate the support. Hope you're loving the show. Hit the follow button. John G. Mahomes or Dak? I'm leaning towards Mahomes barely. I'm leaning Mahomes, but it's close. Justin, Achan or Reed or Hunt for the flex? I'm going to go Reed. I think Reed's one of my favorite plays of the day, so I'm going to go Reed on that one. Lucas Welp, Rashad White or Bigsby? I'd go Rashad White. Lucas, I'd go Rashad White, especially if it's a PPR league. B-Wads, I'm going to lean Kareem Hunt barely. Close between Hunt and JT, but I'm going to go Kareem Hunt just barely. Poeb, Pollard or Dobbs? I'd go Dobbs. I'd go Romeo Dobbs. Kinji, Bowers or Njoku? Kinji, I'd go Njoku. I'd go Njoku. Chip Holmes, I'd go Chase Brown. Chip Holmes, I'd go Chase Brown. Brandon Jones, which two to start between Judy, Allen, Coleman, Adunze, and Wicks? I'm leaning slightly towards Allen and Wicks. Allen and Wicks are the two. I really want to say Judy. I really do, but I don't know if I trust him enough. Jameis Winston's going to be slinging it against the Ravens. That's the only thing that's like, I kind of want to say Judy and Wicks, but it's close. Bounce it, Betty. I'd go Dobbs. Dobbs just barely over Dell. Pat Goon, I'd go Goff. Pat Goon, I'd go Goff. Drake Wang, I'd go Bateman. Drake Wang, I'd go Bateman. John G, thanks so much. Drake Wang, oh, you want two? Bateman and Chase Brown. Bateman and Chase Brown. Thank you for the confetti. More picks coming up on the board. Every time we get live goal confetti, we put another pick on the board. I promised it would be for the Patriots game. Drake May, over half an interception. Drake May, over half an interception. I think he turns it over against the Jets secondary. Drake May, over half an interception. Next pick we're putting up on the board. Let's actually give out another one, everyone. Let's give out another pick, because this isn't a great odds play for an anytime touchdown, but I think it's going to cash. I'm taking Breece Hall. Breece Hall, anytime touchdown. So that's another pick up on the board. Just gave you two picks. Breece Hall, anytime touchdown, and Drake May, over half an interception. We give out our picks throughout the show. If you don't want to wait around for them individually, DM me on Instagram. I give out the picks one by one throughout the show. I give them all out when you DM me on Instagram. That's how it works. Ibram, I'd go Tillman over Chubb. Tillman over Chubb. Danny B, I'd go Geno over Dak, barely. Geno over Dak, barely. Very close, though. Super Pants, I'd go, Super Pants. Between Mooney and B-Rob, it's close. It's close, but I'd go Mooney. Super Pants, rare time I'm taking a wide receiver, too, over a running back. I think B-Rob probably has the higher floor because obviously a touchdown is probably very, very likely. But I think Mooney has a very big game against that Bucs secondary. King Buno. I'd go Njoku over Bowers. Njoku over Bowers. Appreciate the question. Hope you're enjoying the show. Back to some fantasy questions over on YouTube, Twitch. Kick for a second. Colin, I'd go McLaurin. Colin, I'd go McLaurin if Jaden Daniels plays. Bounce it, Betty, I'd go Rodgers. Bounce it, Betty, I'd go Rodgers. You think Tyreek Hill worth trading for A.J. Brown? I actually think yes, because I think Hill's value is very questionable week to week for a number of reasons. Andrew, between Otten, Henry, and Kraft, it is close between Otten and Kraft. Otten and Kraft is very close. I think I lean Otten barely. I'm leaning Otten very, very close, but I'm leaning Otten just barely. Frank, thanks for DMing me on Instagram. You got all my picks. Eddie, I'm leaning Stroud over Nix. Very close, but I'm leaning Stroud over Nix. Tilly, I'd go McMillan over Palmer. McMillan over Palmer, I think, but that is a bit of a coin flip play. Saint, I'd go Dobbins over BTJ. Dobbins over BTJ. Connor, I'd go Pittman over Ladd McConkey. Connor, I'd go Pittman over Ladd McConkey. Brendan Miller, I'd go Williams, and I lean Swift. Man, I don't want to double up on the... I don't know Jaden Daniels' status. I don't want to double up on the Bears' offense, but I think it is Caleb Williams and Swift, unfortunately. Rare time I'm doubling up. Dummy Man Pluto, I'd go Pitts over Kraft. Very close. I'm torn as well, Dummy Man. I like them both, but I'm going to go Pitts over Kraft. Pitts over Kraft. Adri, thanks for DMing me on Instagram. You just got every pick that I make every single day. There you go. Appreciate you guys joining us. Thanks, Mel. Brian, I'd go Lockett. Brian, I'd go Lockett, believe it or not. Matt Motley, I'd go Dell. Matt Motley, I'd go Dell just barely. Sazone, I'd go Mooney over Stevenson. I'd go Mooney and Stevenson, rather. Mooney and Stevenson, Sazone. X800, I'd go Dobbs. X800X, I'd go Dobbs over Najee. Dobbs over Najee. Zerk, PhD, for flex, would you start Bateman, Kirk, or Cade Otton? I'd probably start Bateman over Otton. It's close, but Bateman over Otton. Chris Meek, you like Tua this week? Yes, I do. I think I like Tua enough. Then I don't need to pick up somebody else. I would give him a go. I do think Geno and Knicks do have good games, but I think Tua is just as good a play. Rose Dog, I'd go James Cook. Rose Dog, I'd go James Cook. Appreciate you guys joining us. Cali Kid, drop one. Kirk Downs, McMillan, or Dobbs. I drop McMillan. It's close between Kirk and McMillan, but it's probably McMillan. Cam, I'd go Ingram. DeLuna, I'd go Mooney and Debo. DeLuna, I'd go Mooney and Debo. And if Debo doesn't play, you have Pickens as a backup, so it's a very good insurance policy. Perp Terp, I'd go Rashad White and Sutton. Perp Terp, I'd go Rashad White and Sutton. Jack Farrell, I would go Hunt and Mason. Hunt and Mason would be the two. Ronisha Woodfork, thanks so much for DMing me on Instagram. You just got every pick I make every day, Ronisha. Not just for NFL Sunday, but every day. All of my picks are available every day because I love researching sports. For those that don't know, my background is in sports producing. I worked at ESPN, Fox Sports, CBS Sports. I was a producer for Jim Rome. So I just love researching sports for fantasy, for sports debates, for sports betting and fantasy football. I just love doing this research. I have for over a decade, so I just love doing it. I still do it on the side. I do it in my free time. I do it whenever I can. So I put my picks together based on the research I do. I'm not saying they hit every time. Our individual picks usually hit between a 63 to 65% rate. On parlays, it's closer to 53, 54%. But you know what? You can follow, you can fade. It's entirely up to you. Because I just want to give you research. I want to give you data and empower you. You can do with it what you want. Pristina, Najee, Henry, or Hunt. I'd go Derrick Henry. If I got the chance to start Derrick Henry, it's close between Henry and Hunt, but I would go Henry. Just barely over Hunt. Bobby Cash, I'd go Waddle. The RJ, Kincaid. The RJ, I'd go Kincaid. Cali Kid, I'd go Bo Nix. Cali Kid, I'd go Bo Nix. Mel, 626. I'm leaning CJ Stroud barely over Caleb Williams. It is super close, but I'm leaning CJ Stroud just barely. Mr. Plow, I'd go Romeo Dobbs, believe it or not. Mr. Plow, Romeo Dobbs. Socratic JK wants another pick for free up on the board. Appreciate it. Supporting the show means everyone gets a pick. Let's give out another anytime touchdown play. I like Kareem Hunt. Kareem Hunt, anytime TD. Kareem Hunt, anytime touchdown. You can find that on FanDuel at -125. If you want to take advantage of the sportsbook promos, hit the link in my TikTok bio. We have deals with the sportsbooks where you can use the promos, use their money, okay? They offer promos or rewards or prizes, whatever language they use, but it boosts your bet. So if you like a bet, use their money. Use the more favorable odds. So check them out. If you don't like them, fine, don't use them. But take advantage of them where they come about, especially with bets you like. Hit the link in my TikTok bio, takes you to my link tree. You can see it for FanDuel, DraftKings, BetMGM, and Underdog. So just shop around. Try to get the best bet at the best price. That's what you want to do, right? Happy hour, I'd go D-Hop. Happy hour, I'd go D-Hop. 2 a.m., Robinson or Hopkins? Which Robinson? 2 a.m., which Robinson? Francis, Njoku or Kittle? I think I lean Njoku barely, but very, very close. I wish I could really start both in some ways. Dermot Drew, I'm leaning, I think McMillan. Dermot Drew, I think I'm leaning McMillan. Yeah, Debo on a snap count might be the difference. H Hockey, I'd go H Hockey. If Jaden Daniels plays, I really want to say start McLaurin, but I think it's Amari Cooper. H Hockey, I think it's Amari Cooper. It's close between McLaurin with a questionable Jaden Daniels and Amari Cooper in week 2 with the Bills. Bounce at Betty, I'd go Dobbs just barely ahead of JSN, but I would go Dobbs just barely ahead of him. Wingman, I'd go Jaden Daniels if he plays. I would go with him if he plays, but Murray's going to start earlier, so you might want to take the safer play. Or go to the waiver wire. Lucci DeMeo, I'd go JSN and Tank Dell. JSN and Tank Dell. Bruh, Hubbard or Smith? Devontae Smith? I think I'm leaning towards Chuba Hubbard, believe it or not. I think I'm leaning Chuba Hubbard, but it's close. Should I start Shane Falco or Paul Crew? Shane Falco. Paul Crew's kind of washed, dude. Like, Paul Crew is way past his prime. Shane Falco, like, could come back. I know that was like 20 years ago, but Cruz, Ingram or Komet? I'd go Ingram. Jorge Caleb, start McMillan. Yeah, if you're in a pinch. 83 between B-Rob and Mooney. I think it's a coin flip. I think B-Rob gets a touchdown. I think Mooney gets overall more points. I'm going to take Mooney, higher ceiling, though I think B-Rob is the safer play. Zandy, I'd go Tillman over Pearsall. Iman, I'd go Pittman just barely over Wicks. Jack Farrell, I'd go Reed. Bounce at Betty, I'd go Goff. I just don't trust Daniel's health status. Jacob Graff, I'd go Adunze. Agorum 44, I'd go Javonte Williams. Not enough people are bringing up Javonte Williams, by the way. Javonte Williams is a very good own today. Haven't seen his name really mentioned in a lot of questions, but if you have Javonte Williams, or if he's available on the waiver wire, put it out there. He's a good play. Agorum, Javonte Williams, and I'm leaning slightly towards Achin, I think. Let me start 3. How about that? I'm going to start 3. I'd go Javonte, Achin, and Mason. Javonte, Achin, and Mason would be the 3. Lucci DeMeo, yes, I would. Appreciate the questions. Back to some on TikTok here. NT, I'd go JSN barely over Wicks, and I'd go Purdy over Baker. I just don't trust Baker's targets right now. Baker's receiving targets. Apple user, I'd go Waddle. Apple user, I'd go Waddle barely over Mason. Close, though. CMC, pick 3. I'd go Dobbs, Otten, and Ingram. I don't know which Robinson, though. A lot of you guys... Oh, it's Wan'Dale Robinson. There you go. Yeah, I'd go Dobbs. I'd go Romeo Dobbs, Ingram, and Otten. Those be the 3. Alex Silva, I'd go Ingram barely over Kraft. Beast Mode, Russell Wilson or Jaden Daniels. If he were fully healthy, I'd say Jaden Daniels, but I'm just worried about his overall health. If he plays, I guess I'm leaning Jaden Daniels, but do I feel great about it? I don't. Start Caleb, AR, or Dak. I'd start Caleb over AR or Dak. I'd start Caleb over AR and Dak. Bounce it, Betty. I'd go Jackson Smith and Jigba. Mason, I'd go Adams. I'd go Adams just barely. Very, very close, though. Very, very close on the play. If you guys want every bet I make every single day, DM me on Instagram, everybody. Giving out our picks for free. You know how it is. Paul, I'd go JT. Paul, I'd go JT. Jay Williams, I'd go... Jay Williams, I think Kincaid's the best play out of the group. I think it's a high-risk play just because it's a tight end compared to wide receivers and running backs. But I think Kincaid's honestly the best play. Xavier Lopez, I think I lean Russell Wilson. I just don't have enough faith in the receivers for Mayfield. I don't feel great about it, though. Beast Mode, I could also pick up Bo Nix, Caleb. Beast Mode, I'd go Caleb Williams. Jay Cardi, I'd go Romeo Dobbs. Romo, I'd go Mahomes. Maxwell, I kind of want to lean McMillan. I'm leaning McMillan. Bradley, I'd go Tank Bigsby. Nathan Van, I'm leaning towards Olave if he's healthy enough to go. If we get word he's not, it's a Dunze. Kobe Lee, I lean Otten just barely over Kelsey. It's close, though. Between Kraft and Kelsey, I'd go Kraft. I think Kelsey could have a good game. National Tight End Day going up against the Raiders, but Raiders have been a pretty good pass defense. So, user 14206, which receivers do I start? I would start... How many do I get to start? I would start Wilson and Dell. I'd start Wilson and Dell if it's only 2. Zone for sports, I'd go Mooney. Bibby, I'd go Jalen Hurts. New Jersey memes, I'd go Dobbs and Mooney. Evan Barrett, I'd go Cortland Sutton and Rashad White. We have been live for about 1 hour. We have about an hour and a half, hour and 40 minutes left of the show. So make sure you're throwing your questions and comments in the chat. We will give out more picks. The more live goal confetti we get, the more TikTok subscribers we get, the more picks we put up on the board for everybody. If you don't want to wait around for individual picks, just DM me on Instagram. Butt Fumble Sports, DM me on Instagram. I give away all of my picks for free. I do the research, you get the picks, and they're never behind a paywall. That's never how it should be. So, Aaron Davis, I'd go Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams. 2 a.m., Caleb Williams. Kobe Kessler, I'd go Tua. I'd go Tua and Pitts. Brody, I'd go Jake Ferguson. Mr. Plow, I'd go Dobbs. Beast Mode, I'd go Kittle. Brody, appreciate the question. Anonymous Gaming, pick 2 running backs in 1 flex. I'd go Cook. I'd go Connor, and I'd go Mooney. Connor, and Mooney. Burr XXD, I'd go Cook, Mason, and Dobbs. Appreciate it. Beast Mode, thanks for the kind words. Between Caleb and Mahomes, I think I lean Caleb barely. Bounce it, Betty, I'd go Kraft. Cameron, Gino with DK out or Kyler? Gino, I'd go Gino, Cameron. Kyler's got a tough matchup. Cook, thanks so much for the Galaxy. Appreciate you so much. Let's give out a pick. To say thank you for you giving us that Galaxy. Of course, you supporting the show means a lot. Let's give out another NFL game pick, everyone. Next one is going to be Jets -3.5. I think the Jets win by at least 4, if not more. I don't think it's a field goal difference at the end, so Jets -3.5. That play is available on DraftKings at -178. A lot of the plays, I like to move the line. The sportsbook wants to take my money, so I move the line. I manipulate it how I can to get lines that I think are actually going to cash. Maybe that means I'm paying 175, minus 175 on the dollar. Great, then make it a 2-leg parlay. Make it, a 1 for plus 123 or plus 130. Do something like that. But that's what I'd advocate. We just got more confetti. Means we're going to give out another pick. Next pick we're going to give out, I'm going to put out another game pick. I'm taking the Broncos minus 6.5. Broncos minus 6.5. I think they win by a touchdown. Broncos minus 6.5. They're home. They're playing a pathetic Panthers team that's really banged up. Bryce Young is back at quarterback. I like Broncos minus 6.5. Let's get back to your fantasy questions. We'll give out more picks as we get more live goal confetti and more TikTok subscribers. 2 a.m., I'd go Brian Robinson. 2 a.m., Brian Robinson. Fitzy Golfs. I'd go Cook and I lean Montgomery, I think. Cook and Montgomery barely. Linney's, I'd go Mason over Dobbins. I think I go Mason over Dobbins, but boy, is that close. Bat Matt. Is Debo worth playing tonight? He could be sick. I think he's going to play. I do think he's going to be on a snap count. Levi Davis, I'd go McMillan. Levi Davis, I lean McMillan. Appreciate the question. Thanks for the follow, guys. Ethan, I'd go Tua. Ethan, I'd go Tua. Dustin Buchanan, I'd go Downs. Dustin Buchanan, I'd go Downs. Zubin, I'd go Dobbs. Zubin, I'd go Dobbs. Taylor, I'd go Tua. Taylor, I'd go Tua. A. Crowley, 489, I'd go Dell. A. Crowley, it's close between Dell and Rachaad White. It's very close. I think I'm leaning Dell, but man, that's super close. I don't feel great about it. I kind of want to start both, A. Crowley, if you could. If I've answered your question or you love the conversation, make sure you hit the follow button. Make sure you're following Butt Fumble Sports. We're live almost every day. Zep, I'd go James Cook. Zep, I'd go James Cook. User 269, I'd go Ridley, because I don't know who places. Brian L, I'd go Pitts. Brian L, I'd go Pitts. Nathan Reed, I would sit Mason. I think I'd sit Mason barely over. It's close between JT and Mason, but I think I'd sit Mason. DIYTY, I'd go Tank. Paul, I'd go Bigsby over Kamara. Cook, we just got another Galaxy. Let's give out another pick, everyone. Another pick coming your way. Let's give out another game pick. I'm taking Bills on the money line. I think I'm taking Bills on the money line. There is a little reason for doubt on this one. Just looking at how the money has come down on this game, jumping over to Outlier, one of the tools we use to research our picks every day. Money very tight on this one. It's leaning slightly in the Bills' favor, but it's also letting you know that there's a market for Seahawks like plus 6.5, Seahawks plus 7. There's a market for this. So I'm taking the Bills on the money line, but I think this is one in which if you told me the Seahawks covered a plus 6.5, maybe plus 5.5, I think it's totally believable, but I am taking Bills on the money line. I just trust them a little bit more, and the trends back it. Frederick, Adunze or Tillman? I'm leaning Adunze. Frederick, I'm leaning Adunze. User 4574, I'm leaning McLaurin. Cook wants another pick. Cook gets another pick. Let's get another player prop bet up on the board. Next player prop bet we're going to go with, let's get another interception play on the board, another pick play. Gardner Minshew, over half an interception. Gardner Minshew going up against the Kansas City Chiefs. I think Gardner Minshew throws a pick. So we've given out 2 interception plays during the show so far. Drake May over half an interception. Gardner Minshew over half an interception. 2 plays we like. Casey, sit 1. Bigsby, Montgomery, Gibbs, Jordan Mason. I'd probably sit Montgomery. Casey, I'd sit Montgomery. Cook, thanks for supporting the show, bud. Joey, Smith or McLaurin, I'd go McLaurin. User 26, I lean slightly towards... User 26, I think I lean slightly towards Ridley, but it's close. I'm leaning Ridley because Olave's questionable. I lean Ridley barely, but it's close. Jessica, I'd go Dobbins. Jessica, I'd go Dobbins over Jacobs. A. Aaron, I'd go Romeo Dobbs barely over Dell. Dobbs barely over Dell. J. Coob, I'd go Tank Dell. J. Coob, I'd go Tank Dell. I like him a whole lot more than Robinson. Buzz, I'd go Waddle barely over Lockett. I do like Lockett today, but I'd go Waddle. Tilly, I'd go James Conner. Tilly, I'd go James Conner. Burr X, I'd go BTJ. Burr X, I'd go BTJ. Brody, I'd go Chuba Hubbard. Brody, I'd go Chuba Hubbard. If you don't want to wait around for our picks individually, DM me on Instagram. We give them all away for free. Never behind a paywall, never deleted. You can see all of them. Follow, fade them. It's up to you. But DM me on Instagram if you want to see all of them every day. Stupid Mike, I'd go Bateman. Stupid Mike, I'd go Bateman. Eli, I'd go Knicks, barely over Purdy. I'd go Bo Nix over Purdy, though. Nick, sit one. Nick, I'm probably sitting CeeDee Lamb, believe it or not. I'm sitting CeeDee Lamb. I want to play London, Brown, and Reed, so I'm probably sitting CeeDee Lamb, as crazy as that sounds. Alina, I'd go Fant. Alina, I'd go Fant. Ozo, I'd go Tank Dell. Ozo, I'd go Tank Dell. Brody, I'd go Bo Nix. Brody, I'd go Bo Nix just barely. Appreciate it, though. Hope you're enjoying the content and enjoying the show. John wants another pick up on the board. Let's get John another pick up on the big board, everybody. Threw some confetti in the air. Let's get another pick up on the board. The next pick's going to be another player prop bet for everybody. Let's get another sack. Let's get a sack play. We haven't gotten one up here. This is going to be for that Patriots and Jets game. Will McDonald, the fourth, over 0.25 sacks. I freaking love this play. This guy has gotten almost a full sack every game. Patriots offensive line sucks. Jets are going to be bringing a lot of pressure. I like Will McDonald the fourth over 0.25 sacks. You can find that on DraftKings at -170. It's not a great bet, not a great ROI for a sack play. Usually those are better, but -170. I put it into some parlays, but I do think he gets at least half a sack today. That's Will McDonald the fourth over 0.25 sacks. Appreciate the questions. Appreciate the support. Appreciate the live gold confetti. That's how we give out picks. Cook, Tua, or Murray. I'd go Tua, and I'd go Tua, and I lean towards James Conner, I think. I'm leaning Tua and James Conner, I think. It's close. It's close between Conner and Swift, but I'm going to go Tua and Conner, I think, barely. Ornex, I'd go Mason. Ornex, I'd go Mason. Appreciate the question. Kate, thanks for the tiny diny. Kate, I'd go Love over Purdy. Kate, Love over Purdy. I love Love today. Not only do I love Love every day, but I love Love today because Jordan Love's going to have a massive game against a really bad pass defense in the Jaguars. Man, 15-15, I'd go Pitts barely over Kraft. Damian Skyberg, thanks so much. Boo. I'd go Pitts over Kraft, man, 15. I hope everybody has a great Halloween, by the way. I hope everyone's got their costume ready. I am super pumped about Halloween. I've got my costume. I got a hat where on it goes whelming. And I'm going to wear some raggedy-ass clothes, and I'm going to be underwhelming. Yeah, I know. Bit of a dad joke, but what can you expect? Let's give out another pick. We just got some more live gold confetti. I'm going to give out another pick. If you like my underwhelming costume, hit the like button right now. If you don't like it, hit the share button. Let me know what you think of the underwhelming costume. Let's give out another pick. I'm going into a receiver prop bet play. Let's go to a player we've talked a lot about today, Jalen Waddle. I like Jalen Waddle over 49.5 receiving yards. I like Jalen Waddle over 49.5 receiving yards. I think he gets 50 receiving yards, so Jalen Waddle over 49.5 receiving yards. Start Chubb, Pickens, or DJ Moore. I'd start DJ Moore. Bereved Lamb 12, I'd go DJ Moore. Ryan Kim, I'd go Javonte Williams. Ryan Kim, I'd go Javonte Williams. ACP Savage, I'm leaning slightly towards Olave. It's between Olave and McConkey. So whoever's healthier in that game, ACP, that's who I'd go with. Extended Mags, I think I lean Wicks. I want to say Olave, but I can't trust his health. I think I lean Wicks just barely. Or next Swift, I'd go Reed. I'd go Jaden Reed. Jay Phenom, I'd go Kirk Cousins. Jay Phenom, Kirk Cousins just barely over Stroud. Lucas Rathwell, I'd go Reed and McMillan. Lucas Rathwell, Reed and McMillan. I'd go DJ Moore barely over Devontae. I'd go DJ Moore. Mason, I'd go Kelsey. I'd go Kelsey. Ephraim, I'd go Ingram barely over Kraft. Ingram barely over Kraft. Yeah, I just don't trust Baker. And Wilson. Show enough DJ, I'd go Rodgers. Show enough DJ, I'd go Rodgers. Russell Allen, thanks so much for becoming a new subscriber to the Butt Fumble Sports community. Because of that, we're going to give out 2 picks We're going to give out 2 picks to say thank you for that. So 2 picks coming up on the big board. You ready? You set? Let's get at it. If you can get it, Saquon Barkley over 1.5 receptions. If you can get it. It is a long shot if you can. I think it also gets to over 2.5, but over 1.5 has been an incredibly safe play. If you're like an underdog, if you play on underdog or prize picks or one of those, that might be available to you. For everyone else, it's 2.5. I still think he gets it, but it's not as safe a play. I'll put it that way. But that's going up on the big board. Next pick I'm putting up on the big board, it's National Tight Ends Day. Let's get a couple tight end picks. And speaking of picks, I'm going with Kyle Pitts. Kyle Pitts going over 35.5 receiving yards. Kyle Pitts over 35.5 receiving yards is the next pick up on the big board. If you want all of my picks right away, DM me on Instagram. If otherwise, we'll give them out one by one throughout the show. But if you want every pick I make every single day, DM me on Instagram. You get all of them right away. Just DM me on Instagram. AB, I go Dell. AB, Dell over BTJ. Daniel Gonzalez, I'd go Waddle. Daniel Gonzalez, I'd go Waddle. Logan Lawler, I'd go Knicks. Logan Lawler, I'd go Knicks. Enzo Boy, I'd go... Wow, Enzo Boy, I'm leaning Richardson. Enzo Boy, I lean Richardson, but I don't feel good about it. Christopher, I'm worried Flowers isn't going to play. Let's see. If Flowers plays, I'd go Flowers. Jake M, I'd go Mason and Thomas Jr. Jack M, I'd go BTJ and Mason. BTJ and Mason. Justin, I'd go Dobbs. Justin, I'd go Romeo Dobbs over Najee. Christian F, I'd go Romeo Dobbs. Christian F, I'd go Romeo Dobbs. Elio, I'd go Dobbs. I'd go Dobbs. Josh, I'd go Otten over Komet. Otten over Komet. Lucas, I'd go Dobbins over Kamara. Dobbins over Kamara. 808, good morning to you. Do I start an RB or wide receiver flex? Just ask who it is. Like, yeah. 808, write that question in a simpler way. You gave me a paragraph. Give me a sentence. Show enough. Pickens or Wilson? I'd go Wilson. Like, don't give me a paragraph. Like, I'm trying to read a lot of things here. Bobby McLean, thanks for hitting me up on Instagram. You just got every bet I make every day, Bobby McLean. Oliver, you want every bet that I make every single day? There you go. Every pick I make every day, Oliver. Appreciate you hitting me up on Instagram. CE, I'd go Tua. CE5, I'd go Tua. Josh, man, between Pollard and MHJ, I don't like either one. I'm leaning Pollard barely. Josh Betts, I lean Pollard barely. User, Aubrey or Dicker? I'd go Dicker the kicker. It's close. I think both are good plays today, but I'd go Dicker barely. Elio, I'd go Tank Dell. Elio, I'd go Tank Dell. Or Bigsby. I'd go the Tanks. Josh, thoughts on Baker? I don't like his receiving core, so I kind of question his overall value. Parker, I'd go Parker. If Jaden Daniels plays, I'd go Ertz. If Jaden Daniels plays, I'd go Ertz. Alex Stefan, I'd go Kareem Hunt. Alex Stefan, I'd go Kareem Hunt. Parker, thanks for DMing me on Instagram. You just got every bet I make every day. Russell Allen, thanks for hitting me up on Instagram. You get every pick I make every day. Lucas Rathwell, I'd go McLaurin if Jaden Daniels plays. McLaurin if Jaden Daniels plays. Josh Z, you just got every bet I make every single day. There you go. Glisco, I feel like sitting Lamb is the right move this week. I get it. Cook, I'd go Otten barely over Kraft. Otten barely over Kraft, but it's close. A-Day, Mooney or JSN, I think it's super close as well. I think both have monster games. I think I'm leaning JSN, but I don't feel great about it. I feel both are, I think it's a coin flip. Both could have monster games. Alex, Otten and Kincaid is another one. These are some of the picks where I'm like very close on. I'm going to lean slightly, I think, towards Otten, but it's close. Wingman, I'd go BTJ and Chuba Hubbard. Wingman, BTJ and Chuba Hubbard. Lucas Rathwell. I'd go McMillan. Lucas Rathwell, I'd go McMillan. AB, I'd go Dell and BTJ. AB, Dell and BTJ. Brandy and Jameis, I'd go McLaurin. Brandy and Jameis, I'd go McLaurin. Gabe, I'd go Adams. Gabe, I'd go Adams. JJ Soto, I'd go Mahomes. JJ Soto, I lean Mahomes. K-Shi, I'd go K-Shi, I think I'd go Richardson. K-Shi, I think I'd go Richardson, but it is close. Do I feel great about that? No, especially because of his health. Katie's going to get every pick I make every day. Katie, thanks for saying you're loving the content. Appreciate that. Jeremy V, thanks for saying you're loving the live. You're getting all the picks. You're loving the live. I don't know why I did that. Harris, Olave, Myers, or Bigsby. I'd go Olave if he's healthy, but because there's some risk, I think Bigsby's probably the safer play. Cream Steam 21, gross. I'd go Mark Andrews. Bobby, B-Rob, White, Kirk, Pittman, Mooney, or Wandale at the flex. I think I'm leaning slightly towards Mooney. It's between him and Rashad White. It's close, though. Carson Caps, I'd go Adunze. Carson Caps, I'd go Adunze. Melanie, thanks for saying you love the live. I appreciate all the support. There you go. Mr. Plow, I'd go Romeo Dobbs. Alex Stefan, I'd go Shakir. Alex Stefan, I lean Shakir. Jay, I'm leaning slightly, I think, towards Geno. Jay, I'm leaning Geno, and the only reason for that is I'm concerned about T. Higgins not playing. If T. Higgins were to play, I'd go Joe Burrow, but I'm just a little bit worried about it. If they both have a receiver out, I think I actually lean towards Geno Smith just a little bit. Appreciate you guys supporting the live. Appreciate you watching the show. Ty, I'd go Kirk. Ty, I'd go Kirk over Chubb. Xander, I'd go Chuba Hubbard. I'd go Chuba Hubbard. Mahomes or Cousins, I'd go Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins over Mahomes. B. Shaw, I'd go Brian Thomas Jr. B. Shaw, Brian Thomas Jr. V710, I'm leaning slightly towards Caleb. Caleb just barely over Tua. Tyreek Hill's injury contributes to that. Appreciate you guys being with us. We have probably an hour left of the show, maybe an hour 10, so make sure you're getting your questions in. I do like KC defense today. I do think the Kansas City defense has a very good game. Woo! I needed to take that sip for like the last 25 minutes. Okay, back to your questions. Daniel Hunt, I'd go with the... I never know how to pronounce his name, but I'd go with the receiver of the Bengals. Joe, I'd go Rashad White. Joe, Rashad White barely. Miles, I'd go Keenan Allen. Miles, I'd go Allen over D-Hop. Wingman, I'd go Scary Terry if Jaden Daniels plays. Adrian got ways with T. Higgins out now. Yeah, I thought he would be out. I'd go Romeo Dobbs. Adrian got ways. I'd go Romeo Dobbs. John Tosh, what's good? I'd go Tua. John Tosh, I lean Tua. Barely over Mahomes. Trevor, I'd go Rashad White. Trevor Watterson, I'd go Rashad White. Barely. Very close, though. JTTR, I'm going to go Devontae Adams. Devontae Adams barely over BTJ. Jet Float, Cooper, Swift, or Mason, or BTJ, pick two. I'd go Mason and BTJ. Mason and BTJ. Justin Rose, I'd go Andrews. Justin Rose, Mark Andrews. Abdullah, I'd go Waddle. Abdullah, I'd go Waddle. Elio, I'd go Tucker Craft. Elio, Tucker Craft, barely. Ethan Ingram, I'd go Shakir. Ethan Ingram, I'd go Shakir. Gorilla, I'd go Rogers. Gorilla, I'd go Rogers. Lucas Rathwell, I'd go Kirk. Lucas Rathwell, I'd go Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins. Appreciate all of you joining the show. If you love the content, if you love the conversation, or if I've answered your question, make sure you hit that follow button. Make sure you're following the show. We're live almost every day, so this isn't just a Sunday thing. Joby 1, I'd go JSN. Joby 1, I'd go JSN. Azub, I'd go Waddle. Azub, I'd go Waddle. Cam, I'd go Ingram. Cam, I'd go Evan Ingram. Luis, I'd go Romeo Dobbs, barely over... Luis, I'm going to go Mooney. It's close. I'm back and forth on this. I'm going to lean Mooney, but it's very close. Ian, I'd go Ridley. Ian, I'd go Ridley, I think, but again, close. Jonathan, 25, I'd go Achan and Mahomes. Achan and Mahomes, Jonathan, 25. Luna, I would go Wilson and Neighbors. Luna, I'm going to switch that. Luna, I'm going to go Wilson and James Conner. Luna, Wilson and James Conner. Shanda the Wine Panda, thanks for the confetti. Let's get another pickup on the board, but before we do, Dastardly Horse, I'd go Achan. Dastardly Horse, I'd go Achan. Azub, I'd go Waddle over McConkey. Waddle over McConkey. I'm very high on Waddle today, if you haven't noticed. Let's get another pickup on the board, everybody. Thanks, Shanda the Wine Panda. Next pick going up on the board is going to be Tucker Craft. Tucker Craft over 25.5 receiving yards. Tucker Kraft over 25.5 receiving yards. Again, National Tight Ends Day. I think a bunch of tight ends have really big games. In fact, let's give out another pick. I've got David Njoku. David Njoku over 5.5 receptions. That's David Njoku over 5.5 receptions. So we have Tucker Kraft over 25.5 receiving yards and David Njoku over 5.5 receptions. 2 picks to say thank you for that latest bit of confetti. Ket 33, I'd go B-Rob. Ket 33, I'd go B-Rob. Paige Harris, I'd go Devontae Adams. I'd go Adams over Smith, Paige Harris. Jun King, I'd go Javonte Williams and Mooney. Javonte Williams and Mooney. Lance, I'd go Javonte Williams. Lance, Javonte Williams. Bradley, I'd go Waddle. Bradley, I'd go Waddle. Gorilla, I'd go Achan. Gorilla, I'd go Achan. ACP Savage, I'm leaning slightly towards the Chiefs defense. ACP, I'd go Chiefs defense. Dallas, I'd go JSN barely over Dell. JSN barely over Dell. Yaya, I'd go Mooney. Yaya, Mooney over Shakir. KP, I'd go Kraft over McBride. Kraft over McBride. Paige Harris, I'd go Smith over D-Hop. Devontae Smith over D-Hop. User 3982, I'd go Mooney and McMillan. I'm not sure Flowers is going to play. If Flowers plays, it'd be Flowers, but user 39. Mooney for sure, and then if Flowers is healthy, Flowers, otherwise McMillan. Dakota James, I'd go Romeo Dobbs. Dakota James Wheeler, I'd go Romeo Dobbs. Murphy Joseph, I'd go Romeo Dobbs barely over Dell. Dobbs barely over Dell. Very, very close on that one. Very, very close. Appreciate the questions. Hope you're enjoying the show. If you want my picks for free, if you don't want to wait around for them individually, just DM me on Instagram. I give them away for free every day. Never behind a paywall. Never charge for them because you guys work hard for your money. You shouldn't be paying for someone's picks. I love doing this research. I would do it whether I gave my picks away or not. I give them away because I have a sponsor that allows me to without paying, without putting it behind a paywall. There's no way I can delete them. So you guys get every bet I make every day. So DM me on Instagram, guys. Jones Bones, I'd go Reed. Jones Bones, I'd go Reed. Matthew Hardy, I'd go Bateman. Matthew Hardy, I lean Bateman barely. Dastardly Horse, I do think Kittle is going to play tonight, but still waiting on official word. Raggedy Pancakes, I'd go Dell over Debo. Raggedy Pancakes, Dell over Debo. Brady, I think I lean McMillan, but it's close between him and Coleman. Damian Skyberg. Keep muting your question. You're not on mute. Damian Skyberg. Hit me up on Instagram. I know you are. Hit me up on Instagram, Damian Skyberg. I want to make sure I don't answer other people's questions on Instagram, but Damian Skyberg, you're a loyal viewer. I know you support the show, so just hit me up over there. I got you, buddy. Ghost Pepper, I'd go Javonte. Ghost Pepper, I'd go Javonte. By the way, Damian, or you could go over to YouTube. I can see all your questions on YouTube. That's the way to do it. Matthew Hardy, I'd go Bateman. Matthew Hardy, I'd go Bateman. K-Dog, I'd go Kincaid and McConkey. Kincaid and McConkey. B. Birch, is that B. Birch? I would go Jalen Waddle. B. Birch, I'd go Waddle. Elio, I'd go Harris. Elio, I'd go Harris. Obi-Wan, I'd go Kincaid. Obi-Wan, I think I lean Kincaid, but it's very, very close. Appreciate the question. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're enjoying the content, the conversation. Israel, thanks for DMing me on Instagram to get every bet I make every day. You just got them. Jaron Washington, I'd go Cook and Williams. Cook and Williams. Miguel, I'd go Cade Otton. Miguel, I'd go Cade Otton. Israel, pick 2, I'd go Moore and Thomas. Israel, Moore and Thomas. Obi-Wan came from TikTok. I got you, buddy. I'd go Kincaid. Gotcha. Obi-Wan, appreciate that. Damian Skyberg, I'd go Stroud. Damian Skyberg, I'd go Stroud. By the way, if you aren't getting your question answered on TikTok, maybe there's a word that's accidentally banned, just jump on over to YouTube or Twitch and ask there. It's an easy way to get your question answered because obviously the word won't be banned. Like sometimes I have to mute people or ban people because they're being inappropriate. Accidentally, that'll ban a word, and I don't know that. So maybe you brought up the word trade or brought up a certain player's name, and it's like it's not coming through. Just jump on over to YouTube or Twitch. You can always ask it there as well. Sea-Doo, I'd go Achan. Sea-Doo, I'd go Achan. Caleb Taylor, I'd go Kraft. Caleb Taylor, I think I lean Kraft barely. Rich Matthews, I'd go Ingram. What's happening, mate? I'd go Ingram barely. Tony Shanks, I'd go Chase. Tony Shanks, I'd go JSN. Tony Shanks, I'd go JSN. Barack Z, I'd go Dell. Barack Z, I'd go Dell. Shonk 13, I'd go Bateman. Shonk 13, I'd go Bateman. Christian F, I think I lean slightly towards Coleman, but it's close. I lean slightly towards Coleman. Perla, I'd go James Conner. Perla Guerrero, I'd go Connor. Elio, I'd go Bateman. Elio, I'd go Bateman. PJ, I'd go Chase Brown and Keenan Allen. Brown and Allen. Standard Wells, I'd go Cousins. Standard Wells, I'd go Cousins. Scott Wicks, I'd go Gabe Davis. Scott Wicks, I'd go Gabe Davis. The Tooth Hurts, I'd go Pittman. The Tooth Hurts, I'd go Pittman. Appreciate you, Don Jew. I'm hoping I'm saying that right. Don Jew, thanks so much for supporting the show. Samantha, I'd go Richardson. Samantha, I think you're asking Anthony Richardson. I'd go in that direction. Grant, I lean slightly towards Pittman, but it's close between Pittman and Lockett. Very close. Christopher, Flowers is playing. Flowers is playing. Higgins is out. That does make a difference for some of you. So if you had Flowers in a previous question, you may want to revisit it with us. Clayco, I'd go Dell and Ramondre. By the way, thanks for letting me know about injury reports. Because I'm doing this live during the show, there are certain in-out decisions or in-out plays that I'm unaware of in the moment. So if you hear about it, if you see it on Instagram or on social media, obviously don't be a dick and give us the bad information. But we appreciate those who are obviously able to give us a heads up so we're able to help people out. Pierce, I'd go Jaden Reed. Pierce, I'd go Jaden Reed. Pedro, I'd go Geno Smith. Pedro Cerna, I'd go Geno Smith. Weaponized alcoholism, I'd go MHJ. Weaponized alcoholism, I think I lean MHJ, but it's close. Gotta hand it to you, I'd go Watson. Gotta hand it to you, I lean Watson just barely on that. Great to see you over on Twitch as well. Talon, I'd go BTJ. Talon, BTJ. Serge Cruz, I'd go Bigsby. Serge Cruz, I lean Bigsby. Henry Payton, trade Devontae Smith and Cook for Drake London and White. Yes, I probably would. It's close, but I probably would because you're lacking that wide receiver one. Diego Vela, I'd go Swift. Diego Vela, I'd go Swift. Matthew Hardy, I'd go Otten. Matthew Hardy, I'd go Otten. Darius, I'd go JT and Kraft. JT and Kraft, I think, but it's very close. I think those are four players that are going to have similar values. Hoagie, I'd go Cousins. Hoagie, I'd go Kirk Cousins. Alex, I'd go JSN over Flowers. JSN over Flowers. Motive Nation, I'd go BTJ. Motive Nation, I'd go BTJ. Adam, I'd go Chase Brown. Adam, I'd go Chase Brown. TJ, I think I lean slightly towards Njoku. TJ, it's a coin flip, but I'm leaning Njoku. Voyager, I'd go JSN and Bigsby. Voyager, JSN and Bigsby, but close. B-Wads, I'd go London. B-Wads, I'd go Drake. London. Diego, getting CMC and Jameson Williams for James Conner and Higgins. I think I'd rather have CMC and Jameson Williams. I'd rather have CMC and Jameson Williams. Danny Sullivan, I'd go Waddle. Danny Sullivan, I'd go Waddle. Y'all listen meow, I'd go Stevenson. Y'all listen meow, I lean Stevenson barely. Truth Smoothie, I'd go Joe Burrow. Truth Smoothie, I'd go Joe Burrow, even with T. Higgins out. User 1287, I'd go Lockett. User 1287, I lean Lockett. She San, I'd go Moore and Reed. She San, I'd go Moore and Reed. Hope you guys are loving the content and the conversation. About an hour left of the show. Rome, I'd go BTJ. Rome, I'd go BTJ. Electric Blue Aura, great to see you. I'd go Rashad White. Electric Blue Aura, also known as Shander the Wine Panda, I'd go Rashad White. Matthew Hardy, we're still waiting on word about Jaden Daniels. That's a late game, so it might impact when we actually hear about his status. Blake, I'd go Jaden Reed. Blake Klingfist, I'd go Jaden Reed. That was a spitter there. Anthony Lewis, I'd go Bateman and McMillan. Anthony Lewis, Bateman and McMillan. Why so serious? I'd go Mooney. Mooney barely over Dell. Mooney barely over Dell. I shouldn't have done that. That's going to fuck up my voice. J-Man, I'm going to go Bigsby. J-Man, I'd go Bigsby. Jaden, I'd go Waddle. Jaden, I'd go Waddle. Appreciate you. Anthony wants every bet that I make every single day for free. Anthony, what's good? You just got every bet that I make every single day for free. That's how it works. You guys get every bet every single time. Appreciate you guys. Tyreek Hill in. T. Higgins is out. Noted. Dell. I'd go Dell over Allen. Noted. Dell over Allen. Lil Bill. Sit Debo. If you have better options, yes. Nick Rose. I'd go Kraft. Nick Rose. I'd go Kraft. Thomas. I'd go Ridley. Thomas. I'd go Calvin Ridley, believe it or not. Angelo. I'd go Rashad White. Angelo. Rashad White. Brent. Flowers and Chase Brown both playing. Thanks, Brent. Flowers and Chase Brown both playing. Thanks for the update, Brent. Appreciate you, buddy. Minister's Cat. I'd go Minister's Cat. I think I lean Ferguson. Minister's Cat. I lean Ferguson. Billy Cooper. I'd go Komet. Billy Cooper. I'd go Komet. Stevie Shades. I'd go Javonte. Stevie Shades. It's close. I think I go Javonte, but it's close. I think both have very good games. We'll give out another pick when we hit our live, when we get more live goal confetti or another TikTok subscriber. So if you want more picks during the show, live goal confetti, TikTok subscriber. Otherwise, DM us on Instagram. The Joker, I go Wandale. Donju, because we got a hat, we're going to give out a pick for that. Because we got a hat. Every time we get a cap or a hat, we got to give out one for that as well. Appreciate you supporting the show. Next pick I'm going to give out is C.D. Lamb. C.D. Lamb over 65.5 receiving yards. C.D. Lamb over 65.5 receiving yards. Next pick we put on the board. C.D. Lamb over 65.5 receiving yards. JJ, I'd go Lockett. JJ, I'd go Lockett. It's my username. I'd go Lockett. It's my username. I'd go Lockett. Jonah, I'd go Tua. Jonah, I'd go Tua. Noted, I'd lean slightly towards Shakir. Noted, I lean Shakir. Gibbs, I go with I go with the Bengals wide receiver. Bengals wide receiver. Finn, I go Rashad White. Finn, Rashad White. Donju, I think I'm leaning Otten barely. Donju, I lean Otten just barely. Hendog, I'd go Jaden Reed. Hendog, I'd go Jaden Reed. Thanks for supporting the show, everyone. Hope you're loving the conversation. Who for the flex? Brian Robinson Jr., Marvin Harrison Jr., Waddle, or D-Hop? I lean Brian Robinson Jr. barely over Waddle. Very, very close. Hill playing impacts that a little bit, but I'm leaning Brian Robinson Jr. barely over Waddle. Adrian got ways. I do think Debo plays. Damian Skyberg. I'm going to lean Bigsby. I would lean Bigsby. Justin, I'd go Koo. Youngway Koo. Youngway Koo, Justin. Brent, I would go, select one. Brent, I would go Chase Brown. I'd still go Chase Brown. Got it to you. Write that in an easy question. You're giving me a paragraph. Write it easy. Got to hand it to you. Just make it easy for me. Brent, I'd go Kyle Pitts. Brent, I'd go Kyle Pitts. Appreciate you guys being with us. Nick Rose wants every pick I make every day. He just got it. Meanwhile, Donju wants more picks. Let's give out another pick for Donju. Justin, I'd go Otten. Justin, I'd go Otten. Another pick coming at you, everyone. Next pick coming at you. I am going to take Joe Mixon, anytime TD. Joe Mixon, anytime touchdown. Next pick up on the board. We'll continue to give out picks with more live goal confetti. Hendog, I'd go Jaden Reed. Paulie gave us a cap. Let's give out another pick for the cap. We're giving out picks for that as well. Let's go to Garrett Wilson. Let's go to Garrett Wilson. Over 4.5 receptions. Garrett Wilson, over 4.5 receptions. Next pick up on the board. We'll recap the picks in a little bit, everyone. Jose Castro, I'd go Mahomes. Jose Castro, I'd go Mahomes. JP, JSG, I'd go Dobbs. JP, JSG, I'd go Romeo Dobbs. J. Joe, I'd go Andrews. G. Joe, I'd go Andrews barely. Matthew, I'd go Mooney and Matthew, I'd go Mooney and Dobbs. Matthew, I'd go Mooney and Dobbs, but it's close. I really don't like sitting more. Jose, I'd go Lockett over Wicks. Jose MJR, I'd go Lockett over Wicks. T-Dog, I'd go Otten. T-Dog, I'd go Otten. Boo-Boo, I'd start Adams. Why do I have to pick them in that sequence? I'd rather start JSN and Dell between, if I had to pick the sides. But I'd rather start Adams and probably Dell. Google it. I'd go Google it. It's close. Google it. It's close. I'm leaning Rashad White, but Google it. It's very close. Peyton, I'd go C.J. Stroud. Peyton, I'd go C.J. Stroud. Wiley, I'd go Hunt, and I'd go Garrett Wilson. I'd go Hunt and Garrett Wilson, Wiley. K. Sosa, I'd go Mooney. K. Sosa, I'd go Mooney. X800, I'd go Dobbs. X800, I'd go Dobbs. Justin is a GOAT, I'd go Dobbs. Justin is a GOAT, I'd go Dobbs. Obi-Wan, I'd go Wicks and McMillan. Wicks and McMillan. Swerve 024, I'd go McMillan. Swerve 024, I'd go McMillan. David B, I'd rather have Chase Brown. David B, I'd rather have Chase Brown. Drew, I'm leaning towards Rashad White. Drew, Rashad White, barely over Dell, I think, but it's close. Italian Sausage, I'd go Mason. Italian Sausage, I lean Mason, just barely. Chase, I'd go Romeo Dobbs. Chase Romeo Dobbs. Gotta hand it to you. You're writing too much, man. Just write like one line. Simplify it. Don't need to apologize. You're just writing more words for me to read. Make it easy for me. So Reggie, I'd go Stevenson. Reggie, I'd go Stevenson. Rich Matthews, I'd go Kareem Hunt. Rich Matthews, thanks for the support. I'd go Kareem Hunt. Jack, I'd go Tillman. Jack, I'd go Tillman. Jackson, one and only. Should I start McLaurin? If Jaden Daniels plays. The lost tape, I'd go McMillan and Hopkins. I'd go McMillan and Hopkins, the lost tape. Tony Delgado, I'm looking at both. Bryce, I'd go Bigsby and Olave. Bryce, I'd go Bigsby and Olave. Jacob, I'd go Romeo Dobbs and Connor. Jacob, Romeo Dobbs and Connor. ATL for life, I'd go Kareem Hunt. ATL for life, I'd go Kareem Hunt. Nino, I'd go Bateman. Nino, I'd go Bateman. D-Ski 427, I'd go Richardson. D-Ski 427, I'd go Richardson. Nick Rose, I'm going to lean Adams. Nick Rose, I lean Adams. Tony Delgado, I'd go Otten and Burrow. Otten and Burrow would be the two. Thanks for the hat, Scotty D. Tip of the cap to you. Hope you're having a great day. Howdy. Jonathan, I'd go Amari Cooper. Jonathan Amari Cooper. Ty Garrett, I'd go Bateman. Ty Garrett, I lean Bateman. Still over Ty, I think I go Flowers over Bateman now that he's going to play, but I don't feel great about it. It's Flowers barely over Bateman, but I don't feel great about it. Boogie, no I don't. Not at the moment at least, because it's an NFL Sunday. Gotta hand it to you. I'm sorry. I'm not trying to go through the lineup right now. We're just answering questions. I know you want me to read your entire lineup, but we're not. It's not a weekday show. It's a Sunday show. I love you, buddy. You've been so supportive. I want to help you out, but you're just. I'm trying to be fast about it. Bryce, like I keep trying to explain it. Just give me a player A or player B. I'm not trying to do lineup grades right now. Bryce, Chase Brown, Tracy, or Lockett. I go Lockett. Bryce, I go Lockett. By the way, gotta hand it to you. I love you, but I'm just kind of, I'm like 2 hours. I'm an hour and 45 into the show. Giesh, I'd go Adams, and I'd go Adams and Dobbins. Giesh, I'd go Abbins and Dobbins. Oh, you're saying I'd go Adams. I'd go Adams. Adams over Montgomery. Jay Phenom, I'd go Stevenson. Jay Phenom, I'd go Stevenson. Jonah, I'd go Romeo Dobbs. Jonah Wiggins, I'd go Romeo Dobbs. Nino, I'd go Tua. Nino, I'd go Tua. Black screens, I'd go Ingram. Black screens, I'd go Ingram. Y'all listen meow, I'd go Chase Brown. Y'all listen meow, I'd go Chase Brown. Hey Phil, I think I'd go Cook. Hey Phil, I'd go Cook over Tank Bigsby. Randy B, I'd go Tank Bigsby over Cooper. Randy B, Tank Bigsby over Cooper. Sam, I'm going to go Kraft over Kelsey. Close, but I'm going to go Kraft over Kelsey just barely. Jace, I'm going to go Bigsby. Jace, I'm going to go Bigsby over Pollard. Bigsby over Pollard. Jackson, one and only. I'm going to go Tua. Jackson, one and only. I'm going to go Tua. User 318. I'm going to go Bigsby. User 318. I'm going to go Bigsby. Bryce, appreciate the support. Shavone Matthews, pick 2. I would go Lockett. I would go Lockett and Bigsby. Shavone, I'd go Lockett and Bigsby. McGallagher, I'd go Caleb Williams. McGallagher, I'd go Caleb Williams. Boogie with the hoodie, I'd go. I think Njoku gets 6 catches. I think he gets 6 catches. Over 6? I don't think so. I don't think he gets 7. I think he gets 6. Jacob, I'd go Mason and Dobbs. Jason, Mason and Dobbs. Breyer, would you hold the Dunze? Yes, I would. Justin is a GOAT. I would go Otten over Kelsey barely. Justin Eubanks. Between Moore and Mooney, it's very close for me. I like them both. I think I like Mooney a little bit more. It goes against some of my principles, a wide receiver 1 versus a wide receiver 2. But I think Mooney just outscores him. Joel Lane, I'd go... Joel Lane, I'm going to go Kincaid. Joel Lane, I'm going to go Kincaid. Andrew, I'd go Komet. Andrew, I'd go Komet. Justin N, I'd go Mooney. Justin N, I'd go Mooney. Justin, I'd go BTJ over Devontae. Justin, BTJ over Devontae. Dana Lee, I'd go Dobbs. Dana Lee, I'd go Romeo Dobbs. D, I'd go Otten barely over Kraft. D, Otten barely over Kraft. Very, very close though. Patrick, I'm leaning Stroud over Caleb Williams. Patrick, Stroud over Caleb Williams. Cooper Boswell, I'd go Bo Nix. Cooper Boswell, I'd go Bo Nix. Just not knowing Jaden Daniels' health, rather. Gabriel, I'd go Tua. Gabriel, I'd go Tua. Michael James, I'd go Geno. Michael James, I'd go Geno. Mike V, I'd go Moore. Mike V, I'd go DJ Moore. Ryan Dominguez, I'd go Pollard. Ryan Dominguez, I'd go Tony Pollard. Randy Stacy, I'd go Gibbs. Randy Stacy, I'd go A.J. Brown, St. Brown, and Lamb. A.J. Brown, St. Brown, and Lamb, I think would be the 3. Noel Boy, I would start Jaden Daniels. Jalen Waddle, sorry. I would start Jalen Waddle. Yes, I would. Jackson Moss, I'd go Caleb Williams. Jackson Moss, I'd go Caleb Williams. Blake, Bigsby over Pickens or BTJ. I might go BTJ over Bigsby. It's close, though. Ayush, I'd go McLaurin. Ayush, I'd go McLaurin. Hey, it's Pete. I'd go... Hey, it's Pete. I'm going to go Mooney barely over Waddle. Mooney barely over Waddle. That has changed knowing that Tyreek Hill's in the lineup. Santi F, I'd go McLaurin. Santi F, I'm leaning McLaurin, especially if Jaden Daniels plays, but you're not going to know that necessarily now. Austin Anderson, I'm going to go Montgomery. Austin Anderson, I'm going to go Montgomery. Appreciate the questions. Hope you're enjoying the show. Make sure you hit the follow button. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you're with us every time that we're live. We're live Monday through Friday, 4:30. Every weekday at 4:30 p.m. Eastern. So make sure you follow so you never miss the show. Tyler Good, I'd go Knicks. Tyler Good, I'd go Knicks. Mizzle, I'd go McMillan. Mizzle, I'd go McMillan. Justin Eubanks, I'd go Reed. Justin Eubanks, I'd go Reed. Tons, I'd go Tua over Purdy. Tua over Purdy. Jordan, Chuba Hubbard over Pollard. Chuba Hubbard over Pollard. HGJ, I'd go Cousins over Purdy. Cousins over Purdy. Electric Blue Aura, I'd go McMillan. Electric Blue Aura, I'd go McMillan. Brunbo, Prunbo, I'd go Tolbert. Prunbo, I'd go Tolbert. Bryce, I'd go Waddle. Bryce, I'd go Waddle. D-Ski, I'd go Mooney. D-Ski, I'd go Mooney. Kobe Kessler, I would start BTJ today in most situations. Austin, I'd go Montgomery. Austin, I'd go Montgomery. Riley Welch, I'd go Lamar. Riley Welch, I'd go Lamar. Ricardo Martinez, I'd go Brian Thomas. Ricardo Martinez, I'd go Brian Thomas. Boo, I would sit Swift. Boo, I would sit Swift. Oh, Bucky Irving is active today. Bucky Irving is active. That does impact the value of Rachaad White's sum. Anaki, I'd go Pitts. Anaki, I'd go Pitts. Nick, I'd go Mooney. Nick, I'd go Mooney. Poncho, I would go Keenan Allen. Poncho, I'd go Keenan Allen. Justin Eubanks, I like Javonte Williams a lot today. Orb, I'd go D-Hop. Orb, I'd go D-Hop. Colin Anderson, I'd go Christian Watson. Colin Anderson, I'd go Christian Watson. Tyler Chastain, I'd go Tua. Tyler, I'd go Tua over Mahomes. Bowen, I'd go MHJ. Bowen H, I'd go MHJ. Greg Dolan, I'd go Jalen Hurts. Greg Dolan, I'd go Jalen Hurts. Zay, I'd go Geno Smith. Zay, I'd go Geno Smith. Michael James, I'd go Geno Smith. Michael James, I'd go Geno barely. Mick, I'd go Bigsby. Mick, I think I lean Bigsby. Higgins is officially out. JBJ, I'd go Dobbs. JBJ, I'd go Romeo Dobbs either way. Owen Joyce, is Deontay Johnson going to play? I still like D-Hop. I like D-Hop more, I think. Papa 70, I'd go Chuba Hubbard. Papa 70, I'd go Chuba Hubbard. Dev, I'd go Bigsby. Dev, I'd go Bigsby. Jesse, I'd go Bucky Irving. Jesse, I'd go Bucky Irving. Luke, I'd go Kyle Pitts. Luke, I'd go Kyle Pitts. Cole Owens, I'd go BTJ. Cole Owens, I go BTJ. Steven, I'd go Mason. Steven, Mason over Swift. Appreciate the questions. Hope you're loving the content and loving the show. It has been a long show, but a good show. Hope you're enjoying every second of it. If you do, hit the follow button. Make sure you follow us across all of our platforms. TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, Kick, obviously on Twitter X as well. Make sure you follow. Woo! Probably a half hour left of the show, everyone. Probably a half hour left of the show. I'm going to want to put in some late bets, like right before kickoff. So probably a half hour left. We're going to end a little bit earlier today. I'm going to say 12:30 is probably going to be the cutoff time. So 12:30. So about 37 minutes left of the show. Tomer, I'd go Bateman. Tomer, I'd go Bateman. Ramen and cheese, I'd go Lockett. I'd go Lockett. Roan cheese, I'd go Lockett. Elias, I'd go Njoku. Elias Golder, I'd go Njoku. JV305, I'd go Caleb Williams. JV305, I'd go Caleb Williams. By the way, reminder, if you want every bet that I made for today, every bet that I'll make for tomorrow, every bet that I'll make every day, DM me on Instagram. All of my picks are available every day for free. I do my research throughout the week, but I don't charge for my picks because I do that research anyways. You can follow the picks, you can fade them, that's entirely up to you. But DM me on Instagram if you want every bet that I make every day for free. You can see all of them. They're never behind a paywall. They're never hidden. Very accessible, so you can see them every day. Brian Sanchez, I'm leaning slightly towards Shakir, but close. Shakir barely. JP, I'd go Bigsby. JP, I'd go Bigsby. Big Boone, I'd go Kincaid. Big Boone, I'm leaning Kincaid. Patty Cave, I'd go Tua. Patty Cave, I'd go Tua. Matt Chubb, I'm leaning slightly towards Flowers. Matt Chubb, I'm leaning Flowers. Jay Phenom, I would go Stevenson. Jay Phenom, I lean Stevenson just barely. Adams or Diggs, I'd go Devontae Adams. Devontae Adams just barely. Michael, I'd go Hunt and Swift. Michael, Hunt and Swift. Santino, also known as Sonny. You want every bet I make every day? You just got him. Thanks, Santino. Hope you're having a great day. Young's Now, I'd go Rogers. Young's Now, I'd go Rogers. Jay Courts, I'd go Rashad White. Jay Courts, I'd go Rashad White. Wait a minute, is that Tank Dell? Jay Courts, if it's Tank Dell, I'd go Tank Dell. I would go Tank Dell over them. Brian Sanchez, I'm leaning toward Shakir. Got that. Ham Buddha, I'd go Waddle. Ham Buddha, I'd go Waddle just barely over JSN. Instagram, I'd go Cortland Sutton. Instagram, I'd go Sutton barely over Rashad White. Close though, but Bucky Irving playing makes an impact. Oh, I'd go Jonnu Smith. Shaq West, I'd go Bo Nix. Shaq West, I'd go Bo Nix. Reagan Ship, you're getting every bet that I make every day. There you go, Reagan Ship. Every bet I make every day, right there to you, because he DM'd me on Instagram. Slick Rick, I'd go Lockett. Slick Rick, I'd go Lockett. Joe Green, I'd go McMillan. Joe Green, I'd go McMillan. Rudy Hernandez, I'd go Flowers. Rudy Hernandez, I'd go Flowers. Jonathan Leon, I'd go Pitts. Jonathan Leon, I'd go Pitts. Matthew Ryan, I'd go Keenan Allen. Matthew Ryan, I'd go Keenan Allen. Bigsby or McMillan? I'm leaning Bigsby barely over McMillan. Bigsby barely over McMillan. Start Zay or Bigsby? I might start Bigsby on that one as well, with Zay questionable most of the week. Kendon, I'd go Otten. Kendon, I lean Otten just barely with Kittle questionable. Dre U, I'd go Connor. Dre U, I'd go Connor over Jacobs barely. Lil Yote, I'd go Jonathan Taylor. Lil Yote, I'm going Jonathan Taylor even in a tough matchup. Jose MJR, I'd go Lockett. Jose MJR, I'd go Lockett. User 5849, I'd go Romeo Dobbs. User 5849, I'd go Romeo Dobbs. 1145, I'd go Stevenson. 1145, I'd go Stevenson. Anthony Rico, I'd go Waddle. Javonte Williams and Zay. I'd go Waddle, Williams, and Scary Terry. Waddle, Williams, and Scary Terry. Anthony Rico, Waddle, Williams, and Scary Terry. Juan, I'd go Bigsby. Juan, I'd go Bigsby. Thanks for the question. Hope you're enjoying the show. Hit that follow button. No matter the platform, make sure you're a member of this community. Follow, subscribe, do all those wonderful things. Dom, I'd go Waddle and BTJ. Dom, Waddle and BTJ. Francisco, that's fun to say. I'd go Jalen Waddle. Francisco, I'd go Jalen Waddle. C.W. Barrera, I'd go Tua. C.W. Barrera, I'd go Tua. Jake, I'd go Dell. Jake, I'd go Dell. Cullen, I'd go Bucky Irving. Cullen, I'd go Bucky Irving. Jet Crawford, I'd go Tyreek Hill. Jet Crawford, I'd go Tyreek Hill. James Jackson, I'd go Bucky. James Jackson, I lean Bucky. Photo MVN, I would start Tyreek Hill. Yes, I would. Stephen Gates, I'd go Bucky barely. Stephen Gates, I'd go Bucky just barely. Playoff Moore, I'd go JSN. Playoff Moore, I'd go JSN. Appreciate the questions. Juan, I'd go McLaurin. Juan, W-A-N, I'd go McLaurin. Braden, I'd go Reed and Najee. Jaden Reed. Jaden Reed over Najee. Jaden Reed over Najee. Enrique, I'd go Waddle. Enrique Rocha, I'd go Waddle and Devontae. Waddle and Devontae. Abbas, I'd go Taylor over Connor. Abbas, I'd go Taylor over Connor. Mike Rogers, I would go, I would go Downs. Mike Rogers, I'm leaning Josh Downs. Jacob Heffley, I'd go Jaden Reed. Jacob Heffley, I'd go Jaden Reed. Shelby, I'd go Lockett. Shelby, I'd go Lockett. Achilles, I'd go Njoku. Achilles, I'd go Njoku. JGLG, I'm leaning towards McMillan and Tillman. McMillan and Tillman. Appreciate the questions. If you want more picks during the show, throw some live goal confetti in the air, or if you want them all right away, DM me on Instagram. But if you want them during the show, hit me up, throw some confetti in the air. Michael, I'd go with the receiver of the Bengals, receiver from the Bengals. Luis Garcia, I'd go Taylor and Tank Bigsby. Luis Garcia, Taylor and Tank Bigsby. Yo boy Alex, I'd go Stroud. Yo boy Alex, I'd go Stroud. Anthony, I'd go Olave. Anthony Olave. Aaron, I'd go Jordan Love. Anthony, Jordan Love. Luis Martinez, I'd go Rodgers. Luis Martinez, I'd go Rodgers. Nikki Skills, I'd go Dobbs. Nikki Skills, I'd go Dobbs. Ryan, Jordan Love. Ryan, I'd go Jordan Love. Anthony Grapp, I'd go Reed. Anthony Grapp, I'd go Reed. Marvin, I'd go Kraft. Marvin, I'd go Kraft. Wet Bandit, great name. I'd go Montgomery. Wet Bandit, I'd go Montgomery. Francisco, that's fun to say. I'd go McMillan. I'd go McMillan. Jamar, pick one. I'd go Jamar. I'd go Christian Kirk. Jamar, I lean Christian Kirk barely. Connor, I'd go Downs. Connor, I'd go Downs. Mav, what's good? Hope you're having a great day. Christian, LFC. I'd go Dell, Mooney, and Scary Terry. Dell, Mooney, and Scary Terry. J Phenom. Stroud. J Phenom, I'd go Stroud. Yep, J Phenom got it right. I'd go Stroud on that. Appreciate those. If you DM me, you'll get every bet I make every day. Not going to answer fantasy questions on Instagram, but you do get every bet that I make every day. Someone's asking for us to recap the big board. Here, let's recap the big board, everybody. So while I recap the big board, hit the like button as many times as you can, okay? It won't take too long. So while I'm recapping, you hit the like button, okay? Let's get going. Start hitting that like button in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Tap the like button. Here's what we've got. We've got Texans on the money line. Texans on the money line. Texans minus 1.5. Texans minus 1.5. We have Packers and Jaguars over 45.5. Packers and Jaguars over 45.5, as well as over 46.5 if you want it as an individual play. We have Jordan Love over 1.5 passing touchdowns. Jordan Love over 1.5 passing touchdowns. Jordan Love over 245.5 passing yards. Jordan Love over 245.5 passing yards. We have Jonathan Taylor, anytime touchdown. Jonathan Taylor, anytime touchdown. We have Drake May, over half an interception. Drake May, over half an interception. Breece Hall, anytime touchdown. Breece Hall, anytime touchdown. Kareem Hunt, anytime touchdown. Kareem Hunt, anytime touchdown. Jets minus 3.5. Jets minus 3.5. Jets minus 3.5. Broncos minus 6.5. Broncos minus 6.5. Bills on the money line. Bills on the money line. Gardner Minshew over half an interception. Gardner Minshew over half an interception. Will McDonald IV over 0.25 sacks. Will McDonald IV over 0.25 sacks. Jalen Waddle over 45.5 receiving yards. Jalen Waddle over 45.5 receiving yards. Saquon Barkley over 1.5 receptions or over 2.5 receptions, depending on where you find it. Saquon Barkley, 2 receptions at least. Kyle Pitts over 35.5 receiving yards. Kyle Pitts over 35.5 receiving yards. Tucker Kraft over 25.5 receiving yards. Tucker Kraft over 25.5 receiving yards. David Njoku over 5.5 receptions. David Njoku over 5.5 receptions. CeeDee Lamb over 65.5 receiving yards. CeeDee Lamb over 65.5 receiving yards. Joe Mixon anytime touchdown. Joe Mixon anytime touchdown. And Garrett Wilson over 4.5 receptions. Garrett Wilson over 4.5 receptions. We're going to throw another pickup on the board to say thank you to everybody. We're taking James Cook. James Cook over 49.5 rushing yards. James Cook over 49.5 rushing yards is the latest pick up on the board. Again, if you want every bet that I make every day, just DM me on Instagram. I give away all of my picks for free. If you missed any of them, just DM me on Instagram. You can't possibly miss all of them. Cook, you're the best. Thanks so much, Cook. Appreciate it. Just Blake, I'd go Sutton. Just Blake, I'd go Sutton. Sue, I'd go Cousins. Sue, I'd go Cousins. Luis Garcia, I'd go Komet. Luis Garcia, I'd go Komet. Hakuna Matata, I'd go Rashad White. Hakuna Matata, I'd go Rashad White. Alex 509, I'd go Gino. Alex 509, I lean Gino barely. New Jersey Memes, I'd go Mason and Bigsby. New Jersey Memes, Mason and Bigsby. SpongeBob, I'd go Kirk. SpongeBob, I'd go Christian Kirk. Sue, I'd go Cousins. Fonz, I'd go Waddle. Fonz, I'd go Waddle, barely over Williams. Marvin, I'd go Wilson, Waddle, and Pickens. Wilson, Waddle, and Pickens. I just don't trust Debo's status enough. Anthony Rico, I'd go Waddle. Anthony Rico, I'd go Waddle. Mav, I'd go JT. Mav, JT and Otten. JT and Otten. Though I am a little worried about Kelsey on tight ends day. J2SS, I'd go Otten. J2SS, I'd go Otten. Matt, I'd go Jonathan Taylor. Matt, I'd go Jonathan Taylor. Reggie, I'd go Olave. Reggie, I'd go Olave. JGLG, I'd go Njoku. JGLG, I'd go Njoku. AB, I'd go Jerry Judy. AB, I'd go Jerry Judy. KCE, I'd go JSN. KCE, I'd go JSM. User 62, I'd go Dak. User 62, I'd go Dak. Grant, I'd go Brian Thomas Jr. Grant, I'd go Brian Thomas Jr. Mikey B, I'd go Ridley. Mikey B, I'd go Ridley. Appreciate all the questions. If you haven't done so yet, hit that follow button. No matter the platform, make sure you're following. Scotty D, I'd go Dak. Scotty D, I'd go Dak. Teach, I'd lean Hopkins, I guess. I don't feel great about either one. Zane, I'd go Waddle and Reed. Zane, Waddle and Reed. D lead, I'd go Dobbs. D lead, I'd go Dobbs. Ethan, I'd go Otten, barely over Kraft, but close. Matt Chubb, I'd go Otten. Matt Chubb, I'd go Otten. Zane, I'd stick with what I said. Pedro, I'd go Alvarez. Pedro Alvarez, I'd go. I just don't know if Jaden Daniels is going to be healthy, so I think that forces you to start. I'd rather start Jaden Daniels. If he's healthy, I'd rather start Jaden Daniels. Ed, same thing. I'd rather start Scary Terry, but there's risk there. So I think I'd start Devontae Smith just to play it safe. Jake Wolford, I'd go Hill. Jake Wolford, I'd go Hill. Juan S, I'd go Downs, Bateman, and Stevenson. Downs, Bateman, and Stevenson. Juan S, Downs, Bateman, and Stevenson. Carolina N, I'd go Rashad White. Carolina N, Rashad White. Infinity Jake, I'd go Lad McConkey. Infinity Jake, I'd go Lad McConkey. SGO, I'd go Bateman. SGO, I'd go Bateman. Matty Moe, I'd go Bigsby. Matty Moe, I'd go Bigsby. Teach, I lean Hopkins, I guess, yeah. Alex 509, I'd go Andrews. Alex 509, I'd go Andrews. Barely positive, I lean Bateman. Barely positive, I lean Bateman. Braden, I'd go Palmer. Braden, I'd go Palmer. Talon, I'd go Bigsby. Talon, I'd go Bigsby. Anderson, I'd go Caleb Williams. Anderson, I'd go Caleb Williams. Ruby, I'd go Ingram and Komet. Ingram and Komet. Matthew Christopherson, I'd go Dak. Matthew Christopherson, I'd go Dak. Appreciate all those watching the show. P.O., I'd go Mooney. P.O., I'd go Mooney. Carter, I'd go Scary Terry. Carter, I'd go Scary Terry. About 20 minutes left of the show, everyone. 20 minutes left of the show. We are stopping early so I can get some last-minute picks in. B-Love, I'd go Mooney. B-Love, I'd go Mooney. Josh Hops, I'd go Pittman. I'd go Pittman. Marcus, I'd go Amari Cooper. Marcus, I'd go Amari Cooper. User 35, I'd go Daniels. User 35, I'd go Daniels. Samsonite, I'd go Jacobs. Samsonite, I'd go Jacobs. Anthony B, I'm leaning towards McLaurin if Jaden Daniels plays. If Jaden Daniels doesn't play, you can swap him out for Pickens. Ben, I'd go Reed and Waddle. Ben, Reed and Waddle. User 1345, I'm leaning towards Mostert. User 1345, I lean Mostert. CGR, I'd go Njoku. CGR, I'd go Njoku, but it's a coin flip of a play. Christian, I'd go JSN. Christian, JSN. George 33, I'd go Pittman. George 33, I'd go Pittman barely over Kelsey. Hollywood, I'd go Najee. Hollywood, I think I lean Najee barely. Ronan, I'd go Javonte Williams. Ronan, Javonte Williams. Jake Wolford, I'd go Njoku. Jake Wolford, I'd go Njoku. J Fig, I'd go Ingram. J Fig, I'd go Ingram. JG, I'd go Otten. JG, I'd go Otten. 7-Up, I'd go JSN. 7-Up, I'd go JSN. Lego Fugazi, I'd go Dobbs. Lego Fugazi, I'd go Dobbs. Stephen Cloninger. Stephen Cloninger, I'm going to go Njoku. Stephen Cloninger, I'm going to go in. It's a non-PPR. That hurts. If it were PPR, it'd be obvious. I'm still going to lean Njoku, though. J-Dub, I'd go Jalen Hurts. J-Dub, I'd go Jalen Hurts. J. McD, I'd go McLaurin. J. McD, I'd go McLaurin. Reggie Foster, I'd go Amari Cooper. Reggie Foster, I'd go Amari Cooper. Close, though. Connor Welch, I'd go... Connor Welch, I'm going to go Judy. Connor Welch, I'm going to go Jerry Judy. Devin Wallace, I'd go Diggs. Devin Wallace, I'd go Diggs. Hudson, I'd go Olave. Hudson Griffith, I think I lean Olave. Cameron, I'd go Adams. Cameron, I'd go Adams. Dante, I'd go Mooney. Dante, I'd go Mooney. New Jersey Memes, I'd go McLaurin and Montgomery. McLaurin and Montgomery. Preston, I'd go Preston, I'd go Najee. Preston, I'd go Najee. Jose Flores, I'd go Reed. Jose Flores, I'd go Reed. Lewis B, I'd go Njoku. Lewis B, I'd go Njoku. Eric Gorilla, I'd go Rogers. Eric Gorilla, I'd go Rogers. User 311, I'd go Reed, barely over Hunt. Reed, barely over Hunt. Matt Chubb, I'd go Warren. Matt Chubb, I'm going to lean Flowers. Matt Chubb, I'm going to lean Flowers, though I don't feel great about it. Sounds like DeAndre Hopkins is going to get significant snaps today, so plenty of opportunities for D-Hop owners. About 15 minutes left of the show, everyone. Kobe Lee, Tank Dell. Howdy to you, tip of the hat to you. Kobe Lee, Tank Dell. Kobe Lee, Tank Dell. If you want every pick I make every day, DM me on Instagram. Hitman, I'd go Pitts. Hitman, I'd go Pitts. Sebastian, I go Otten. Sebastian, I go Otten. Caden, I go Javonte. Caden, I go Javonte, but it's close because the PPR. Enrique, I go Montgomery. Enrique Montgomery. Easy Chew, I'd go Lockett. Lockett over Shakir. Lockett over Shakir. Trill Bryce, I'd go Lockett. Trill Bryce, I'd go Lockett. User 75, I'd go Flowers. User 7510, I'd go Flowers. Chow Men, I'd go Hunt and Swift. Chow Men, Hunt and Swift. One Tone, I'd go Bateman. One Tone, I really want to take Bateman, but it's Flowers now that he's playing. Flowers over Bateman. You got to go wide receiver 1 over wide receiver 2. Jaden, I'd go Garrett Wilson. Wilson barely over Sutton, but it's close. Very close. Kevin, I'd go Sutton over McMillan. Kevin, Sutton over McMillan. Matt Chubb, I'd go Flowers. We got those. Okay. DJC FIFA, I'd go Ingram over Otten and Dobbs. DJC FIFA, I'd go Ingram and Dobbs. Ingram and Dobbs. Ben, I'd go Tank Dell. Ben, I'd go Tank Dell. Kevin Smith, if Jaden Daniels plays, it depends who else you have. I mean, it's kind of hard to know when you're only giving me one side of it. Carolina and I'd go Caleb. Carolina and I'd go Caleb. Chip 590, I would go with. Rest of season, I don't know. I'm sorry, I'm not in the mindset right now, so sorry. Jared Bova, I'd go Mason. Jared Bova, I'd go Mason. Jude Steinbach, I'd go White. Jude Steinbach, I'd go White. Z Speaks, I'd go Hopkins. Z Speaks, I'd go Hopkins. LGB Elite, I'd go Otten. LGP Elite, I'd go Otten. Okay. Simon, I'd go Adams. Simon, I'd go Adams. Appreciate you guys being with us. Hope you guys are loving the content, loving the show. If you want every bet that I make every single day for free, DM me on Instagram right now, okay? Make sure you get every bet I make every day. DM me on Instagram right now, everybody. That way you can get every bet that I make every single day for free. And a reminder, we have deals with the sports books, relationships with DraftKings, FanDuel, BetMGM, and Underdog. They all have promos going in the link in our link tree. You can either find it on our TikTok bio or on our link tree. Take advantage of the promos, everybody. I do it every day. If they're giving away boosted bets, if they're giving away opportunities to use their money to place bets that I like, take advantage of it, everybody. So go to our link tree or hit the link on our TikTok bio. Go check out some of the sports book promos. It's a day to take advantage of it. There is a ton of NFL action. There are 8 early window games. There are 5 late window games. No teams on a bye this week. So plenty of opportunities to bet, plenty of opportunities to take advantage of some of the picks that are being put out there. If you want every bet that I make every day, DM me on Instagram, everybody. Butt Fumble Sports, DM me on Instagram to get every bet that I make every day. Cameron, I'd go Mark Andrews. Cameron, Mark Andrews. Official Tony, I'd go Bigsby. Official Tony, I'd go Bigsby. Joseph, I'd go Chase. Joseph, I'd go Chase Brown. Angel, I'd go Bigsby. Angel, I'd go Bigsby. Toby, I'm leaning slightly, I think, towards Kincaid. I'm going back and forth on it. Miss Independent, thanks so much for subscribing. We got to get another pick on the board to say thank you as a new subscriber. So another pick going up on the board. Let's make it 2. Let's make it 2 picks to say thank you for supporting the show. Let's get 2 more game picks up on here. I am taking Cowboys +8. Cowboys +8. Yes, I do think the Cowboys +8 is a good play. I like the Cowboys to cover. Cowboys +8. Let's get to another pickup on the board. Next one's going to be a player prop bet. I've got Javonte Williams. Javonte Williams over 69.5 rushing plus receiving yards. That's Javonte Williams over 69.5 rushing plus receiving yards. So Cowboys +8 and Javonte over 69.5 rushing plus receiving yards. Couple more plays for you. Kevin Smith, I would go with, it's close. I think I lean Waddle. Kevin Smith, I lean Waddle barely. PO, sit 1. I would probably sit MHJ, to be honest with you. IXG, start Javonte over Mason, yes. TY, I'd go James Cook. TY, James Cook. Steve, I'd go Steve, I might lean Njoku, believe it or not. Steve, I'm leaning Njoku. Chris Hoops, I'd go Otten. Chris Hoops, I'd go Dobbins over Otten. Dobbins over Otten, close though. Jaden, I'd go Olave. Jaden Olave. Miss Independent, I'd go Mason. Miss Independent, I'd go Mason. Appreciate you being with us. Hope you guys are enjoying the content of the show. Miss Wonderful, I'd go London. Miss Wonderful, I'd go London. King Cobra, I'd go McLaurin. King Cobra, McLaurin. Mason 2.0, I'm leaning Komet. Mason 2.0, I'm leaning Komet, but I don't feel great about it. Justin, I'd go Drake London. Justin, Drake London. Devin, I'd go Knicks. Devin, I'd go Knicks. Lollapalooza, I'd go Knicks. Lollapalooza, I'd go Knicks. Isaac Daniel, JSN. Isaac Daniel, JSM. Appreciate you guys being with us. Cole Tinker, I'd go Mooney. Cole Tinker, I'd go Mooney. Kumpa Chu, I'd go Cup. Kumpa Chu, I'd go Cup. Andrew Gervais, I'd go on. Andrew Gervais, I'd go on. User 2559, I'd go McConkey. User 2559, I'd go McConkey. 9 tail, I'd go JSN. 9 tail, I'd go JSM. Appreciate the questions. Hope you guys have loved the content, loved the show. It has been awesome being with you guys the last few hours. I'm going to go place some bets. Make sure you guys DM me on Instagram. Butt Fumble Sports is the name of my company. We are live every single day. DM me on Instagram to get every bet I make. I research sports betting and fantasy plays every day. I love doing it. It's what my passion is. It's what I love to do every second of the day. So DM me on Instagram if you want to get every bet that I make every single day for free. Never behind a paywall, never hidden, never deleted, always accessible to you guys. So DM me on Instagram if you want all of those. And of course, make sure you hit the follow button. We are going to be live at 4:30 tomorrow afternoon. 4:30 Monday afternoon. We'll talk Monday Night Football. We'll talk World Series Game 3. Can the Yankees push back and get a win in the Bronx? We'll talk about it. So make sure you join us tomorrow at 4:30, everybody. That's Monday afternoon at 4:30. Big shout out to all of our loyal followers, all of our loyal subscribers, to everyone who watches the show. I don't care if you know me off the screen or only on the screen. I am so grateful to every single one of you. This is going to be the best Sunday of the year. We've got nothing but football today. There isn't a concern in the world. There's nothing to worry about. Elections, that's another day. Wars, that's somewhere else for now. Hopefully, everything today is peace, prosperity, and a lot of successful football plays. So, we're rooting for all of you. I hope your bets go well. I hope your fantasy plays go well. I hope you guys have the best Sunday of 2024, and I can't wait to join you guys again tomorrow morning, tomorrow at 4:30. Until then, stay healthy, stay safe, hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button, and make sure you're a butt fumbler for life. Hope to see you guys again tomorrow. Until then, have a great Sunday, everyone.